children who were returning from a trip. Their bus was crushed by a train, and when I saw the picture, I was so heartbroken. Yesterday, I chanced on the CCTV video that captured the scene, at that moment, and it was too traumatic for me. So our heart goes out to the families of these 23 children, plus one of I'm told one of the is it the headmaster or
Hmm.
one of the directors.
So,
Very.
I don't know. I don't know. In fact, I didn't dare go online to watch the videos. That story was actually brought to my attention by my little girl, actually, who was online, and she told me that this is what had happened
Mm,
at Uganda,
yeah,
and that they went for an excursion, and when they
yeah,
were
it's where
coming,
a
and then it
journey, yeah.
happened.
Mm,
KOD, it brings back something that I have constantly. It's a conversation that I've constantly had with the family in the house. And I don't know. That's first of all, before I even go into what my observations are, is it the case that the main road itself, crosses the railway or something?
mm-hmm. Because when I saw the video, it suggests to me as though the
There's an
railway.
intersection, sort of.
Yes, yes. So just like the one at Circle, for
Mm,
instance. So it's a highway.
yeah.
It's a highway. So
Class
one would have thought that
91.3 FM.
when the train is moving, it's either there's supposed to be a directive to or something that shows that will inform the driver to either slow down, stop. Just like here in Ghana, if the
Mm,
train is passing, there's an alarm
yeah.
that signals that
Mm.
there's a speeding train coming. I don't know the situation for Uganda, but
So that's what I've observed in my area, the area where I live. The Gulf City area. The train also passes through that side to the Afienya, and then all the way to the Mpakadan areas. And definitely the road crosses the
yeah,
railway,
yeah.
just as we have at Circle. I recall once experiencing an incident at Circle where the train had knocked down a vehicle. And sometimes I ask myself the question, so why do these things happen? From where I am, or at the area where I live, you see these traffic wardens, so to speak. I don't know the right expression for them, but they are located at various points along the stretch. That's the real stretch. And then when the train is about approaching, you do know that it would honk from afar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so it would signal you if you're on the track.
Class
Mind you, Kwame,
91.3 FM.
there are people who would pick chairs from their homes and place them in the middle of the rail
Yeah.
track and sit there.
Yeah.
There was a
Some
video
people
I
would
saw.
trade actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
there was a video I saw online where these two young guys had gone to pick, a chair, and then they were sleeping in the middle of the railway, and then these, rail officials had to beat the hell
Yeah.
out of them.
Yeah.
It speaks to a very, important issue in a part of the world. And I don't know how we can deal with some of these issues. But elsewhere in other countries, I do know that there's a separate route or a separate route for
Yeah.
rail trains, and then there's a separate route for like regular vehicles and what have you. I don't know how the architecture of some of these things is usually done. I'm not an expert in the field, but to think that a road crosses the railway and there are no wardens, so to speak,
Yeah.
to check or to ensure that people who find themselves along the road, vehicles trying to cross, do not get that permission to
Yeah.
cross it until the train crosses.
Crosses, yeah.
It beats my imagination.
It's a
It
very
beats my.
sad one.
It's a
So
sad one, KOD.
our hearts go out to the families in the school for losing 23 children in
23.
school. Very, very
Just
traumatic. We
imagine.
hope
Just
that,
imagine.
yeah,
Your child tells you he's
right,
going for an excursion and doesn't come back
doesn't
again.
come back. It's a very
Anyway,
sad one.
KOJ,
Yeah, so
let's see what the
I
dailies
begin
have
with
carried
Daily
out this
Graphic,
morning.
truth and accuracy every day. Let's preserve democratic values, justice, DF Annan defended. That's according to the minority leader signing up in the market. His photograph is here. Story on page 13 of Daily Graphic. Petrosol CEO tout downstream gains. Story on page 53. Still on the front page of Daily Graphic, MMDA spend 22.4 million Ghana cedis to
1.3
collect
FM.
10.26 million Ghana cedis. Auditor General's report highlights new disturbing trend. So here we'll delve into much into that. Police vow action against officers over alleged assault on graphic employee. Story on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. And back page of Daily Graphic. Sports, the big one. Messi's last dance ends in Spanish triumph. That's a very interesting headline there. And of course, yesterday was the much anticipated finals of the FIFA World Cup. It ended, unfortunately. Lionel Messi couldn't win his retirement tournament
And that,
yesterday.
that broke my heart, actually.
Well, fans of Ronaldo were so excited about
Definitely.
the against supporters union. We were at play, and of course, I mean, yesterday anyone who watched the match knew that it wasn't a day for Messi. It wasn't a day for Argentina. They were lost in the game. They didn't know where they were, just defending themselves left, right, center. If Argentina had won, it would have been maybe just a lack of favor. But yesterday, everything was in favor of Spain,
I
and
see.
and they did it for me. Kudos to, I mean, our Ghanaian-born,
Nico Williams.
Spanish-based Nico
I hear
Williams.
he scored. He scored. I couldn't watch the
He
game
gave he
yesterday,
gave
but he
that a
scored.
beautiful
He
assist.
scored a
He
goal and
gave
it
the
was
assist
denied.
for the gentleman to score. And so Spanish, uh, Spain is the now World or FIFA World Cup winner. It was a beautiful game to watch last night. Let me take you to today's newspaper. Hoteliers seek lawful pathway, a new Ghana card era. It's also here. Mahama snubs 2028 calls focused on final term. That's according to the paper. That's what President Mahama emphatically stated, that he's not seeking another term. This is his final term. Story on page 3. 1,500 inmates enrolled in formal education over past 7 years. That's according to the prison chief. Her photograph is here. Mrs. Bafuboni. Tribunal's bill not cast in stone. That's according to the majority leader, Mahama Ayariga. Take you to the Daily Democrat newspaper. Nothing but the truth. Freeman Boateng to contest NDC Eastern Regional Organizer. Salman Youth Movement CAG rejects alleged misinformation on Adamus mining. Call for investigation. It's also here. Tor, that's Tema Oil Refinery, receives first local crude of 1 million barrels from Jubilee. It comes to the photograph of the managing director of Tema Oil Refinery, lawyer Edmund Combat. Government urged to save Dawenya Adan Copper Road. Adan Copper Road. It's also here. MPA chief executive leads high-level delegation on Ghana's energy future at GIPCON 2026. GIPA GIZ boosts staff skills for investment growth. And finally, on the front page of the Daily Democrat, youth empowerment to drive targets Germany through labor exchange. Comes to the photograph of my brother George Opara, the Minister for Youth Development. Republic Press newspaper, wound to me in deep mess as rant against MPP bosses shake chairmanship bid. That's going to be a very interesting one. 19th of September. That is where they'll have the National Congress, where they will elect the national chairman, the national executive. Let me put it that way. Of course, many are rooting for Bache Jakom, who is a former.
Many, you say.
Well, I've seen the
Doc will not be happy with
I've
this
seen
assertion.
the individual polls. I mean,
Oh, okay.
favoring,
Right.
going in favor of
That's the former energy minister.
former energy minister. But I've also seen some also saying that Chema Wutimi would win. I know Lizzie is in the camp of Chema Wutimi, together with our very own Nazaria. She and Nazaria.
I know, right? I know. Elizabeth Nasaria, Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan.
Yeah, they're in the Wutimi camp. but I know that, I mean, for me, if you ask me, I think Chairman
wouldn't go in his favor?
Bache Jaku is a very astute person, a very noble person to lead the party. If indeed they want to they fix the cracks within the party, I think that he's a man built, to do that.
I see.
So that's my personal view. Stop Tribunal's Bill, minority fires warning at Mahama. That's a minority-led photograph is here. Nana B eyes MPP number 2 job, promises unity, victory in 2020. That's the first vice chairman. That's what he's vying for. Lawyer Berema Sapon calls for dialogue to end Efija Seche East MPP impasse. His photograph is here. Mahama drops reshuffle bombshell. Then KMA demolishes 500 illegal structures at Asafu interchange in decongestion exercise. More of the papers. Let me do just last one. The custodian newspaper MPP must regain champion of business status. That's according to Paul Afoko, who is also the national chairman hopeful for the MPP. Last week, he officially announced his bid to be the national chairman of the party. Pause on Tribunal Bill and listen to Ghanaians. Baumia to President Mahama yesterday. Baumia spoke to the nation. Richard Nyagba joins MPP first vice chair race. His photograph is here. As an African citizens expect results, not empty speeches and not on prayer, tells PAP. Charles, that's what I have.
Well, Elizabeth, good morning.
Good morning,
What do we
Charles.
have?
So I have the Informal newspaper, the front page, come back home to face justice, Oferiata told. TUC NPP opposed tribunal. It has a picture of Dr. Kwame Nyako Otu, the Deputy General Secretary of TUC. The secret campaign, cash killing African democracy. The third term debate, Mahama disowned power drunk element, says constitution presents no ambiguity. It has a picture of the president here on the front page of the Informal newspaper. Afenyo marking questions NDC's commitment to accountability. The BOG vindicates Bawumia's gold strategy, says upon Nkrumah. To the Supreme newspaper, massive demolition at Matayeko, how fake family heads, imposters aided by national security operatives destroyed properties without court order. Then Ghana's MIIF succeed, inspired Zambian delegation on wealth management. Court slams unlawful dismissal, former employee of First Bank Ghana vindicated. Then Edubwa case, defense cruises to victory as prosecution admits absence of key evidence regarding 49.1 billion Ghana cedis. The full story is on page 6 of the Supreme Court news, the Supreme newspaper. The MPP must regain trust of businesses through new prosperity agenda. That's according to Paul Afoko. And Nanabi enters race for MPP National Affairs Vice Chairman. That one is also here to the last paper, the Daily Democrat. Nothing but the truth. Tor receives first local crude of 1 million barrels from Jubilee. Then Salam's youth movement, CAG rejects alleged misinformation on Adamus mining, calls for investigations. Then Freeman Boateng to contest NDC Eastern Regional Organizer. The government urged to save Dowenya Ada Road. The MPA Chief Executive leads high-level dialogue on Ghana's energy future at the 2026. Then JIPA boost staff skill for investment. Youth employment drive targets Germany through labor exchange. So Kwame, that's all for the newspapers I have here.
You miss Kwame, I know.
Charles.
Anyway, so let's check out what some of the various online portals have also carried before we delve into the details of what the newspapers are reporting this morning. Checking out what City Newsroom has carried out this morning. And parliamentary majority is no license to pass every bill, and that's according to the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And minority wants a black quad to brief Parliament on Ghanaian killed in South Africa. Now, Ghana to host first AU Extraordinary Health Summit, and public tribunals not answer to congested courts, and that's also from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. This morning is one of the issues that we are tackling on this platform. Let's see what Manjo Line has also carried out this morning, and it comes with a picture of Finance Minister Kasiala Toforsen, and of course holding the bag, the famous bag, isn't it, Kwame? Okay, so it contains the document. It looks like our destiny as a people is tied to that bag.
So therefore, any finance minister gets to, before the foyer of the parliament, they just have to raise it just to signal that this is what contains the future of the country.
So this morning on my jaw line, Akaziel Atoforsen is there, and it says that Atoforsen to unveil government's new economic strategy in mid-year budget review, and the story that broke my heart yesterday. Spain battle past 10-man Argentina 1-0, an extra time to win World Cup. No, it's because we're down to 10.
The red card. I mean, that was it.
Yeah,
because
we're down to 10.
Attack,
and it demoralized.
Enzo Fernandez was already the team wasn't fit. I mean, we didn't see the Argentina we've seen from the group stages to now. And then Enzo Fernandez also gave that hard tackle. I mean, the red card, he deserved the red card.
But it still settles the debate, isn't it? Between Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. It settles it. The GOAT debate. Yesterday, I spoke with some Ronaldo fans who told me that, look, Charlie, we are Ronaldo fans, but hands down.
But unfortunately, Messi couldn't take the golden boots.
Yeah.
Because of Mbappe's.
Yeah. He has how many goals?
10.
Yeah. And Messi has 8.
Messi has 8. because he scored twice in the France-England game. Yeah.
That lad is another one, isn't it? Anyway, so Ghana needs stronger courts, not a parallel justice structure. That's Dr. Mahmoud Baumia on Tribunal's Bill. Minority demands foreign minister's briefing on Ghana-South Africa relations after Isaac's killing. Supreme Court chieftaincy exists for same enduring purpose, and that's according to the Chief Justice. And police impound over 700 vehicles for using unauthorized alarm sirens in Western region. That's my Joy Online this morning. Let's see what the High Street Journal this morning is also reporting. And they have lots of stories. When you check the High Street Journal this morning, loads and loads of stories on the website. And so this one here, it's actually about, it's a business story. It says, will Ghana return to the international capital market? Investors await a 2-4 budget update. Now, what's, okay, so that story is found on the front page of the High Street Journal. It says that what we have done is enough to go commercial, and that's according to Professor Egbajo on Ghana's Baobab breakthrough. And beyond port and fishing, why Ghana must rethink its coastal economy. It's a piece on the High Street Journal this morning, so get to check out what the High Street Journal this morning is reporting and read them extensively. Community banking sector set hits 26 billion Ghana cedis ahead of December transition. Taking you to the biggest online portal right here in Ghana, Miracles Abuaji's arrest. Iyoko is unprofessional and are liars. And that's Nanabi, the national youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Now, Iyoko 55 million Ghana cedis probe Miracles is not a threat. NPP using national communicator ambition claim as distraction. And that's Silwan Owusu of UP. Now, FDA closes KFC Osu branch and popular food outlets along Osu Oxford Street over hygiene violations. Now, government accountability series, Haruna Idrisu to account for education. It's also on the front page of the biggest online portal in Ghana, classfmonline.com. Western Region Police impound 700 vehicles over illegal sirens and beacon lights. Supreme Court's 150 float outreach educates Mokola traders on family laws. Now, one of the stories to do with the investigations as regards oral. It says that prosecution to close case in 49.1 million Ghana cedis theft trial involving Kwabena Edu Buahin. So those are the big stories. Check out what the portals have carried out this morning and read extensively. Let me cross over. KOJ, what are we starting
right, so
with
I
this
start
morning?
with the custodian newspaper on the trending story, which has to do with the Tribunal Bill. So this is what former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bami is calling on President Mahama. Says pause on Tribunal Bill and listen to Ghanaians. So the former Vice President and New Patriotic Party flag bearer for the 2028 general election, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, has entreated President John Dramani Mahama to pause on his assent to the Tribunal's Bill 2026, which was hurriedly passed in one day by Parliament. He said the voices of millions of Ghanaian workers, among others, who are calling for the withdrawal of the bill, should be heard, as the assent to the legislation could reshape Ghana's justice system and shake confidence in the judiciary. In a short address to the nation, Dr. Mahmoud Bami indicated his call was framed not as opposition politics, but a national appeal in line with an earlier call by the worker unions under the umbrella of the Trade Union Congress TUC. I quote, I speak to you on a matter that has the potential to reshape our justice delivery system, confidence in our judiciary, and the future of our democracy altogether. The attempt to reintroduce tribunals into Ghana's judicial system, and of course, the former vice president stated last week Parliament passed the Tribunals Bill 2026 after a mandatory one-day interval between the constitution stage and the third reading was waived, making Ghanaians relive the dark days and the tribunal system during the provisional um, National Defense Council, that's the PNDC, which people were arbitrarily given death penalties, life imprisonment, and jail terms ranging from 30 to 100 years. Now, this is Dr. Mahmoud Bamia's plea. He noted that the bill will soon be transmitted to President for his assent, but said there was the need for caution. I quote again, I have one respectful request of President Mahama. Mr. President, do not sign this bill. Pause and let the nation talk. This is not a partisan request. The Trade Union Congress, the voice of millions of Ghanaian workers, has called for the bill to be withdrawn altogether. warning that in its current form, it could become a potent tool for weaponizing justice delivery. Those are the words of the Ghanaian workers, not of any political party. So this is what Dr. Mahmoud Bamia is calling. So the purpose of his televised conversation last night, whilst we were preparing to watch the World Cup finals, was solely on the withdrawal of the bill which President Mahama is yet to sign, is yet to assent.
Constitutional review.
Also the constitutional
Yeah,
review.
so
Yeah.
he was making the call for the report to be published.
Yeah, for
Yes.
debate,
Yeah.
for Ghanaians to debate on it before, if they want to pass it into law, they do so.
So there's a call by the 2028 flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. Now it's left for President John Dramani Mahama to either agree to him or listen to him together with Trade Union Congress and the minority to withdraw the assent to the bill, or after carefully looking at at what the bill entails, he would go ahead and sign. So
I am asking myself the question whether the tribunal bill as we have it now is the tribunal that used to be the case during the PNDC era. I have asked Zita to get me the memo accompanying the bill when it was laid in Parliament so that we get to understand what really the objective of the bill is. But from indication and from how the minority and then by extension the MPP is actually commenting on this development, it appears as though because they are close to power, so they are able to get to know the nitty-gritties of what the bill is about. It appears as though there is no difference in this bill as opposed to what used to be the case during the PNDC era.
well, the argument is also that it's totally different.
Yeah.
Because in the PNDC era, we had issues where when there's a ruling, you cannot appeal. Now, because of the constitutional rule, you can appeal because that's part of the justice delivery.
Yeah.
And so that is a difference in there. Then the PNDC era, the law seek to, after fast tracking the cases at the courts, it targeted some political figures. This time around, it doesn't target any political figure unless you are guilty of the law. If you are guilty of the law, the Constitution mandates that you are being taken to court, given a fair hearing, just like the Constitution Article 19 talks about. If you are guilty and you are being sentenced, you have the right to appeal.
And that's the difference for me.
Exactly.
I mean, during the PNDC era, you did not have the right to appeal. I mean, if you are tried in courts and there's a witness brought in, it's more like it's a script. It's already been scripted that we are going to incarcerate you and we are going to deal with you. And so just one witness and then we allow it.
Yeah.
You can't appeal like you said. But this time around, we understand and per what the sponsors of the bill, the Attorney General, have said is that, look, the excesses that we used to talk about years ago, we are not going to tolerate it this time around because, one, we understand there's a formation of a committee that would ensure that the court system, the tribunal court system, is actually put in check.
Yeah.
So if there are any excesses or if there were any excesses with regards to the tribunal in the days, you are giving the assurance that that's not going to be the case.
Yeah.
Why then is the minority and by the extension the MPP, and of course it's not just the MPP, we should say there are some other voices, some other persons have also commented on it and asked the president to withdraw or not to assent to it. But why then would anybody who is monitoring the pace, the space not believe in what government has said as far as the tribunal bill is concerned? KOD, we'll delve into that issue. It's one of our major topics, this issue. So maybe we'll hold our guns there. When the communicators join us, we'll get into the details of things. But what more do we have?
Let me take you to the Republic Press, page 4 of the paper. Mahama drops reshuffle bombshell.
It's long overdue.
I know, right? Which many already have the list in their pocket. So President John Dramani Mahama has hinted at further reshuffles within his administration, urging party members and public officials hopeful of appointments to remain prepared for opportunities to serve the country. Addressing residents during the research tour and citizens' engagement in the voter region, President Mahama said changes in the composition of governments will continue as his administration seeks to align personnel with its development agenda. I quote, there will be reshuffles and reshuffles and reshuffles. So he reiterated that 3 times. So just stand in readiness. Who knows? Your turn will come and you'll be invited to serve. End of quotes. The president stated the comment is expected to heighten speculation over possible changes within the executive following a member of appointment, an adjustment made since the NDC returned to power. Lean government structures. President Mahama also defended his administration's decision to maintain a smaller government structure, describing the approach as part of efforts to reduce public expenditure and improve efficiency. He said the number of presidential staff, advisors, and other officials operating at the presidency had been significantly reduced compared to previous administration. According to him, staff strength at the presidency has been reduced from about 300 to slightly above 200, resulting in savings for the states. The reduction of the size of government was one of the major commitments outlined in the NDC during the 2024 election campaign, with the party arguing that leaner executive would free more resources for national development. The latest comments come amid growing public interest over possible changes of government appointees and administration efforts to implement its policy agenda and improve performance across ministries, departments, and agencies. So we should expect reshuffle from the president 2 more years before his tenure ends. So if you're a CEO and are not working well, like how others are working, Thermal Refinery, Gold Board, National Petroleum Authority, DVLA, and a few are working hard.
So is that your list? You
If
said
you're not
people
part-
you said people have their list in their pocket. Is that yours?
if you are not part of those I've mentioned and others,
Yeah.
you should expect a reshuffle in the coming days. We know that Gold Board, Thermal Refinery, DVLA, some ministries also performed well. The Foreign Affairs Minister, Okudito Ablakwa, fantastic.
I mean, the president has already said it,
Of
isn't
course.
it? He said he's one of
Fantastic
his
work.
hard-working ministers.
Who else?
There's someone Kufibwa. Lands and Natural Resources is also
Yes,
there.
Land and Natural Resource. Local governments, I'm not seeing too much of him.
Local government is everywhere. I mean, in terms of
Not seen much of him.
Everywhere.
no, it depends on
He's
what
doing his
KOJ
work.
means by he's
No.
not seen much of him. KOJ is talking about in terms of the deliverables, what you've been able to deliver.
But he's doing his work.
What is he doing? Ahmed Ibrahim this morning, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going from
Kwame sanitation
Minis-
cleanup exercises,
clean up,
telling
moving
the
from,
MMDs to ensure that they
municipalities,
sustain it.
to do
But
their
have you
work.
seen the
Exactly.
story that the Auditor General's report talks about?
Yeah. It's one of the things
amount of money.
that have been paid to people, ghosts, people who are
Yeah.
dead.
Anyway,
A
we'll
number
deal
of
with
them.
that matter later. But let me go to the page 4 of the Inquisitor newspaper, which has President Mahama warning his appointees. He says, be careful. President John Dramani Mahama has warned his appointees that they will face the consequences if they abuse public trust and engage in corrupt practices. He said the fight against corruption under his administration will not target only people from outside government, adding that current officials found culpable will also be dealt with. And so that's one thing that President John Dramani Mahama has been talking about for many times. Let me go through this one before Lizzie comes in. Daily Democrat, Tema Oil Refinery receives 1 million barrels of Ghana's Jubilee crude. So Tema Oil Refinery has received 1 million barrels of Ghana's indigenous Jubilee medium sweet crude, marking another major step in the refinery's ongoing revival to efforts to strengthen the country's energy security. The crude cargo delivered aboard the MT Apache on July 15, 2026, fulfills President John Dramani Mahama's commitment to ensuring that crude oil produced in Ghana is refined locally to create greater value for the national economy. So that's what we know, that Tema Refinery, they have already received 1 million barrels of from Jubilee crude, which we're going to see the refinery in the coming days. And we hope that this will strengthen energy security and also ensure that going forward, we will see it will impact the pump so that the price in fuel will come down drastically. Such as these are the stories that I have this
Okay,
morning.
Liz, what do we have?
Page 3 of the informal newspaper, Muhammad owns power drunk element, says constitution presents no ambiguity. So President John Dramani Mahama has once again made it blatantly clear that he is not interested in any third term bid and that the constitution is clear on that issue. Disowning the power drunk elements within his party, the National Democratic Congress, he urged anybody in doubt to proceed to the Supreme Court, noting that the constitution presents no ambiguity. The president further said he is focused on delivering on the promises made to the Ghanaian people and admonished his appointees to focus on working hard to elevate the sovereignty of the citizens. President Mahama said this during his recent Ghana tour in the Volta region last week. So his warning and his explanation comes on the heels of a caution by the managing editor of the Inside newspaper, Kwesi Pratt, who is advising the president not to fall for anybody trap that is ascending to cause for the elements within his party and sections of Ghanaian public, including prominent political figures and religious leaders, claiming ambiguity in Article 66, Clause 2 of the 1992 Constitution for him to run a third term. So President Mahama has stated again that he is not going to contest or run for any third term in office.
And of course, the emphasis on again. The president has said it already.
Yeah.
I don't know why people
occasions.
have, but for politics, the president was emphatic with the statement he made that, look, the Ghanaian people voted for me for a one-term period. And it's the one-term period that I'm going to serve.
Yeah.
I am not thinking of a third term. Of course, there's the Mahama one and there's the second Mahama.
Yeah.
So there are people who have said that, oh, the president is doing a lot and so the president needs to continue. But the president has said that I need to uphold the tenet of the Constitution. And so I am not thinking or harboring the sentiment of a third term. So that issue should be put to rest. Kyoji, I thought that we should have put this issue to rest. To think that some persons have already taken it to court. The president says that, look, I have read the article several times and there's no ambiguity whatsoever with it. And that he's not going to go for a third term.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I don't know what people expect President Mahama to say again. But for politics, I don't think this discussion should even come back again. But of course, you can understand. In this Fourth Republic, you would have MPP and DC arguing about just anything, just to score political point for their party and also win the hearts of many. But this settles the debate. President Mahama is not contesting the constitution. So I mean, you heard him say that if he doesn't care about what the matter currently at the Supreme Courts. So let's leave it like that, and let's let the president focus in building the nation.
Yeah, I think people are still debating on this thing because of the constitutional review report that mentioned the president can go for a third term, and people are still based on that bringing out surveys of people wanting President Mahama to go for a third term. But he has made it clear, and every time he goes on this forum, he states that he is not going for a third term. So I think we should put that thing on rest and just focus on what he said he wants to do for the country. So, but Charles, still on that's page 4 of the Informal newspaper, come home to face justice. President Mahama has told the former finance minister Kenneth Nana Yao Oforiata to return home and face justice if he has nothing to hide regarding his stewardship. According to the president, it's beat his imagination why the former finance minister is reluctant to avail himself for the ongoing investigation, forcing state authorities to pursue legal processes aimed at securing his return to the jurisdiction. And the comment comes amid renewed efforts by the Attorney General's Department to invoke international legal mechanisms to facilitate Furiata's return to Ghana, where he is wanted in connection with investigations into decisions taken during his tenure as the finance minister. So let's go a little background on that. So Mahama's comment added another dramatic chapter to the long running political controversy surrounding Kenneth Ofori-Agyapong, whose stewardship of Ghana's economy remains one of the most fiercely debated period in recent political history. As finance minister for 2017, Ofori-Atta became the face of many of Akufo-Addo's administration major economic policies, including the domestic debt exchange program, negotiations with the International Monetary Fund, revenue mobilization measures, and public borrowing. His tenure also attracted intense criticisms over Ghana's debt crisis, raising inflation, depreciation of the city, and worsening cost of living, maintaining to the unprecedented rebellion by more than 80 MPP members of parliament who demanded his removal from the office. Although the former president Akufo-Addo initially resisted those calls, Ofori-Atta eventually left office during the final phase of the MPP administration. So this is a new call from the president and calling on Ken Ofori-Atta to return. So this was a question posed to him when he went to the voter region to tour the place, and an old lady asked that question, and he responded saying that Ken Ofori-Atta should return to the country. And since he said he's the father for the country,
we are his children.
Yeah, we are his children. So, father, please, your children are calling on you for you to return back to the country. We need you. So that's a call from the president to Ken Ofori-Atta. But he also explained that there are legal issues to it, so it won't be that easy for him to be brought back to the country. So he said the Attorney General is working closely on that to ensure his return. So we are still following on that development. If any update comes, we would bring it here. Then let's do some MPP story, because the race is getting tougher, because Nana B has also entered the race for MPP National Affairs Vice Chairman. So Henry Nana Boakye, known as Nandabi, has officially declared his intention to contest for the position of the national vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party, pledging to strengthen the party structure and help lead its efforts to reclaim political power in the 2028 general elections. In a statement to the party leaders, elders, patrons, and members, Nanabi said his decision was driven by a sense of duty and more than 2 decades of dedicated service to the MPP, describing the move as a calling born out of 26 years of active, dedicated, and unbroken service. He said he has gained extensive experience from serving the party at every level, from the polling station to the national leadership. Nanabi also highlighted his extensive record of serving within the party, including serving twice as a police station chairman in Takwa Swayim and Oforikrom constituency, communications officer for Oforikrom constituency, and members of the Takwa Swayim constituency campaign team. And according to Nanabi, his leadership ambition is founded on 5 core principles: service, loyalty, discipline, inclusivity, and unwavering commitment to the ideals of the NPP. So that is Nana B's campaign message to the people, calling on them to vote for him in the upcoming internal elections that will be held in September.
He's going for what? Second vice?
Yeah, second vice.
Is it?
No,
First vice.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so the elections will be held in September. So you're waiting to see who will become the national chairman.
So he'll be in competition with Richard Nahagba. Yeah, that's going to be a very tough one.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be.
But I think Mustafa Hamid is also going for first vice.
Mustafa Hamid, okay, the former CEO of MPA. Okay.
Yeah,
I think Nanabi stands tall. Well, we are not there, but I think it will be a tough one for Richard.
Yeah.
Because many are assessing him from when he was, he stood as director of communication.
Yeah.
Many are assessing him from this position. And many are assessing Nanabi from when he was the youth organizer.
To the
rose to become the national organizer.
Yeah.
So they feel that the transition, he's been consistent with his positions that he's held so far.
Yeah. Did you see the thank you tour by Miracles Abwaji?
Yes.
I was just about asking the latest on Dennis Miracles Abwaji, who is by the way from my hometown. I didn't know he's from my hometown. I thought he was from Edukrum.
Yeah,
he's from Latte.
Yeah.
He went on a thank you tour to thank the people for supporting him.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Why?
not true.
Shatawale also went on a thanking tour.
He went
thanking
to
his streets.
thank the people who showed up
Yeah.
for him
And those who showed up for him were, those who were riding the
on the
motorbikes.
streets.
The streets showed up for him. So
Yes.
what do you want?
So kudos for
Yeah.
for acknowledging those who support
Yeah.
the street boys.
And his
Yeah.
love for Shatawale. They were sing Shatawale
Yeah, of
songs
God.
and the symbol and all that. Kudos to him.
Yeah.
He
Do
was
I get a signal that you guys are the Shatta fans?
But see, in his quest to become the director of communications for the party, which I think he fits the position. I don't think anyone should even dare to contest Miracle because he speaks very well. Before even acknowledge the fact that he's a very intelligent person. But going to thank the street boys, it's also something.
It's
but
an order?
Yes, but he made a pledge that they will not be forgotten. I believe that these are people who need rehabilitation, who need some kind of resources. Maybe they want to get out of the situation they find themselves in. So as politicians, they should find a way of getting them off the streets, off the ghettos. The ghetto boys also need to survive. So if in paying homage or whatever to them, it's also a call to him and to all politicians that we have people who are on the streets who need certain attention, who need certain social interventions to come out on the streets. And so kudos to Miracles for doing. I don't see anything wrong with what he did. So if Lizzie has a problem, that's your problem.
And I like Lizzie's description of it. It says thank you Thor. Thank you
But he
Thor.
went on a thank you tour.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
It was
thank
a
you
thank
Thor.
you tour that he went on.
But of course it's for the ghetto people. KOG.
and it was the streets that showed up for him.
For the streets.
You can see that these people are very loyal people. They are, their support and all that. So I think it's like he said, it's the right order for him to, after actually being released, to go and pay.
Maybe let's do one for the ghetto.
I think maybe he did that because there were videos going around saying that they went to actually give these people some money to
As
come
they
and,
rented them.
Yeah, rented these people to come and just support them. So maybe it was a way to save face. That's how I see it.
KOG,
From my point of view.
Let's do one for the ghetto. Let's do one for the ghetto. This country, where promises not made to people. That we are there for you. Are there for you. Are there for you. And so when we come into power someday, don't worry, you would improve your lot. But when I saw that video, there was a comment. I think I saw it on Facebook, and there was a comment. Somebody posted a comment, a very funny one. The person says that, why did you even take videos at all? You are opening up the place for demolition.
Oh, okay, so that's how he sees.
Yeah.
But it's not every place that is demolished. Maybe it's just the fact that it's a slum or something, but it doesn't mean that it's at an unauthorized place or area where it has to be demolished.
But KOJ raised a very important, or made a very important point that I think it should be reiterated. The fact that these persons, they are very much a part of society.
Yeah.
When we say a ghetto youth, it doesn't mean that they are, I'm looking for the right word, but they are not part of us. They are not humans. They are not part of the human race. These are people, and you see, if the ghetto supports you, The ghetto support. Go and ask Shatawale and he will tell you
Oh,
about
yeah,
what the
yeah,
ghetto
yeah,
support
yeah,
means. The street support.
And apart from the street support, it also shows us something about them that if we are to properly incorporate them, they will really, pull for us, or they will really, do well. Look at the floods. When the floods hit the capital city, who were the people who were rescuing people from the floods?
Yeah.
These guys, you see,
Yeah.
they were risking their lives taking people from the floods. So I think, we have to, like I was saying, we have to turn our focus on them and see how best we can help them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's important government actually takes that step because these are people, like I said, they are very much a part of the society. And so when you find some of them participate or indulge themselves in certain unscrupulous activities, look, there are issues, very genuine issues that need to be talked about in this country. We're talking about unemployment here and there. We're talking about the lack of support system. Elsewhere, in some of the Western and or the advanced countries, the system is there to support you as an individual. Even if you make your way, if you are done with school, if you are done with university and you're not getting a job to do, there is something there as a support for you that would give you that cushioning so that you don't find yourself on the street indulging yourself in all sorts of miscreant activities and what have you. So these persons, the call is very much in the right direction. I think that government needs to turn an attention or give them an attention to give them some of them. If you speak to them, I recall the documentary done by our very own the guy with BBC TV3's guy, what's his name? Yes, Godwin. Yes, Hooked on Red. When he went to the ghettos, the slum areas, and spoke to some of these folks, you could clearly tell that they are ready for the rehabilitation. Government, come for us. We are ready. Somebody pushed me into it, and I'm here today. I have become addicted to it. I'm unable to extricate myself from same and what have you. They are very much a part of society, and so I think that government should involve them in policy formulation, so that we don't get a lot of them going astray and what have you.
Yeah,
Look at the guys.
I like that. So the ministry that did Stop Red, Ministry for Youth Development.
That's probably
Collaboration with NYA, National Youth Authority, Osman Ayarga. And I think that, so just like you mentioned, beyond the initiative Stop the Red, after that initiative, after the campaign on the streets,
It's a red mean stop.
Red means stop. What are the social interventions for these people to come out of where they find themselves? So, like you mentioned, someone was pushed into drugs. Maybe he was into carpentry, he was a mason, he was into draftsmanship and all that. But somebody, due to hardship and difficulty, someone pushed him into that situation. If you're campaigning about Stop Red, when the person stops the red, what is the social intervention for these persons to say that, okay, I am done with the red, I'm done with drugs, because there's a social intervention for me. Government is giving me maybe 20,000 as a startup capital to go into trading. Government is giving me this amount to go into this. So NAIB has so many programs. NY has programs. The Ministry of Youth. So 3 government institutions. These are the institutions that are supposed to come out for the youth, because Pablo is a street boy. You believe in the streets.
Yeah.
NYA, you also believe in the street boys. These are the guys who are, look, if you are with the street boys, the street is loyal.
Very, very.
Anyone who knows about the streets knows that the street is cold, but these are the loyal people. And so if we want to take them out of the situation they find themselves in, government should be deliberate about, say, this 1 million Ghana cedis for the Stop the Red. It's not just about going to share t-shirts, going to give them motivational messages. We don't eat motivational messages. There are supposed to be social interventions for them. All the street boys, how many people are into carpentry? How many people are into tiling? Is the government, if we factor that we've seen 10 street boys who are into tiling, government needs to come in for them. That we are giving you 50,000 Ghana cedis each to do your tiling business. We are giving, just like Ibrahim Mama supported a gentleman from South Africa. Now he's into cement, seals or whatever. Yeah. Apart from the fact that he was being deported or
extradited
from South Africa. he will not be thinking about going to South Africa again.
Yeah.
Because he has business. So as the people who would be giving the support from the streets, they would also say that I'm not going back to the street. I'm not going back to the ghettos to do drugs because I have something to do.
Yeah.
And so NYA, the Ministry of Youth Development, they have a lot of work to do to ensure that the streets become a very important area where when people are on the streets, they feel so loved by the government that at the end of the day, when I'm taking off the streets, I have something to do as an individual. Last time, Doc shared a very sad story with us on the show that he met a gentleman around the Kwashiman traffic light. The guy wanted to stab him and take money from him. The guy said the only thing he needs is a job. He's on the streets. He told Doc that if he gets a job, he will stop being on the streets.
No, so he had the time to have the conversation with
Yeah.
Doc. How did Doc?
He pulled out a knife and then Doc gave him something. Doc actually took his number and had a conversation with him. And he said he has nothing doing. He wants to get something doing which will earn him some amount of money. At the end of the month, he knows that this is what I have. He lives comfortably. But he's not getting that opportunity. That is why he's on the street robbing people on the Kwashima stretch.
That's a sad one.
So
I mean,
if this person gets someone to take care of him, a government intervention is being given to him, he will leave the streets. He will earn something. Also, people will depend on him for a living. Then the chain continues. So if governments don't put together a deliberate social interventions for the streets, the numbers on the street will keep increasing, and crime will not stop in the country.
But what was why he actually doing about that? Because I think why he always has some modules.
Okay, yes, so there's also why you need to youth employment.
They always have modules this and all that. So why don't they craft something for these people? And then bring them in. You can train them. You can give them some, jobs to do and all that. I mean, let me just say, I don't want to use the word prisoners. The inmates. They are doing a fantastic job there. I mean, quite recently they were doing a fashion show. If you watch it, very
Kumasi.
beautiful.
I saw one from
nice.
Kumasi, and it was
It
beautiful.
was part of the Fest, right?
Yes. So why don't why you take this up and then you just be very very conscious of the fact that you want to help them. You are the way you use deliberate about them, that okay, we want to pull these people out of the slums or the behavior that they've picked up, the habits and all that. We can do it.
Yeah.
Because most of these guys, it's not that they are bad. No. It's just circumstances gone bad.
Exactly.
I mean, the Bible even says that the devil finds job for the idle hands, isn't it? So if I'm done with school, and you see, mind you, some of them, if you speak to them, they speak so eloquently. They speak very good English.
Yeah.
And it gives you the sense that, no, this person is educated.
Yeah.
On the set documentary that we're talking about, Hooked on Red, there was this lady that Godwin spoke to. And the girl spoke some nice English. I'm like, who is this girl? How did she find herself there?
Yeah.
You see, it is because there wasn't the job availability isn't there in the first place. Now she has a baby. Of course, she was advised, but curiosity led the cat into the bush, and she conceived. She gave birth, and there wasn't any means of survival for the family. And so somebody comes to tell you that, well, I'm interested in you, and don't worry, I'll take care of you. And unfortunately for you, the guy is into drugs and what have you, and lures you into that same, arena, and you're unable to do anything. It gets to a crescendo where it becomes so difficult for you to actually take yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And so if you are not given some rehabilitation, you are not subjected to some rehabilitation efforts and what have you, then it means that you are just there. Nothing happens.
That's a good example you've given. So you can go to Circle now, under the bridge. You see
They are just sleeping there.
Ladies who have children.
Yeah.
So like the example you made, they are being taken care of by the street boys.
Yeah.
And the street boys, and they are not enjoying any social intervention. So they are still on the streets. Once the lady know that the guy is on the street and is still taking care of me, I still have to be with the guy who's on the street. So it would take a longer period for the lady to get herself out from the guy, unless there's social intervention taking the lady out from the guy. She'll continue to be with the guy, and for one child, 2 children,
And
3,
it multiplies.
yes,
And what kind of training would they also be giving these young ones?
Because the young ones
You get
who
it.
Yeah,
grow up from the
definitely.
streets.
I mean,
You get
yeah,
it.
they'll grow.
This
They'll,
is what
they'll,
this
they'll
is-
pick their
yes.
behavior.
This is what I grew up seeing my parents doing. So it becomes a norm. This is a normal thing for me. And so let me also toe that part.
We really have to be very, very conscious, very deliberate. Have programs, interventions that will rescue these
You know
people.
my
Yeah.
problem. You know my problem. And it's not just this government. It's government successively over the period. We seem to know the issues and we know what the solution should be, but we turn a blind eye to it.
Because you see, because I think the motive, or let me say, let me just say, what we normally think of these people is that
They are some outcasts.
Yeah,
Some-
they are outcasts.
some-
They don't. I mean,
They don't
they're
belong to
already spoiled.
society.
They don't belong to the society and all that. I mean, usually I find it difficult watching videos. I mean, where I see these people, and sometimes maybe they are. I mean, they are in their moment. They have taken the drugs and they are maybe slow, and somebody will go and slap them. I don't know if you've watched. I mean, I find it very difficult, and people will be laughing and all that. But you see, it's not a laughing matter. I mean, you going to slap the guy could have helped the guy. I mean, so it's just the fact that we think that they are outcasts. We neglect them, and it's the same from the leaders.
Yeah.
They think that these people are not part of the society, but these people need to be really given the help that they need.
Okay, Oji, you know one thing that comes to mind. So I have a relative who, he used to have lots of money, but he fell, so to speak. I mean, he lost everything within a twinkle of an eye. He lost everything. And it got to the point where he resorted to alcoholism, drug usage, and what have you. And so we are in the process of getting a rehab for him. And he's ready. Now, I have visited a number of rehab centers in the country, some belonging to NGOs, some belonging to churches. Years ago, if you are going to a rehab, for instance, you are paying something little because the NGO is being funded, by some groupings or by some agency somewhere. The church...
Some see it as business. They increase the prices.
KOG, the minimum I had was 4,000 cedis a month. And 4,000 minus, they said they would do what do they call it? Detoxification, to take out the alcohol from the system. They will subject him to what? And so everything cumulatively amounted to some 12,000 for starters. So you see, you have an individual in the house who has become, I'm looking for the right term, mentally deranged. And you want to take him or her to a mental facility or a rehab facility. And you have to pay a lot of money. Mind you, your home, the one who is doing, the best job in the house is like, sorry, I don't want to talk down on any profession, but he's not doing any job that you can write anything about. So the money in the first place is in there. He's struggling to take care of the family, let alone this other burden on his shoulder. And so the person would have to cough out 4,000 cedis every month on the minimum to pay for the rehab. So it means that there is nothing you can do. You have to leave them, and then let them go astray. They walk on the street, they go mad, they attack people here and there, and then we come back to here, and then we have the discussions. Nothing is done about it.
On a lighter note, no, I mean,
Right.
let's finish what you are saying.
No,
I was just saying on a lighter note, this is just on a lighter note. Why don't we turn the National Cathedral into a rehab center? I mean,
These tables that you are shaking this morning.
no, seriously. Who needs a cathedral when there's supposed to be a rehab center to help people? The cathedral, we have
Government should
churches.
go into the space.
And the money is sitting there. Oh. The cathedral money is sitting there. At least, I mean, that's what we have been told, that the money is still sitting there.
Sitting where?
Oh, I mean, they did some audit and all that and said that the money is there. So if the money is there, turn it into a rehab center. Now we've given them something that is practicable. I mean, sometimes you see them misplaced priorities. Things that we don't need, we'll put huge money into it. Things that we need, we don't focus on it. Because this that you are saying, 4,000 whatever, if government should come
I
into
even
it,
have some
the money,
documents
the amount will come.
Yeah.
I mean, government will subsidize a lot of it.
Definitely.
So people can get in there and have get their rehabilitation and all that, and become, part of the society as, we term it to be.
Anyway, this is Class 91.3 FM. KOJ, Elizabeth, what more do we have?
I think that's all. That's all for for me, except the World Cup.
That thing that breaks my heart. You are bringing back my pain. It breaks my Elizabeth. Which side were you? Which team side?
Argentina.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
You
Messi
see,
is always the goat.
I mean, it settles
No
the
matter
debate.
what.
It settles the
At
debate.
At least we've been able to go to round 16. We've gone to quarterfinals. We've been able
went
to
through
go
all
to
the-
semi-finals and gone to finals. We even held the World Cup the last 4 years, and it was just this year wasn't good for us. But at least comparing that to Zero fans,
I don't
No,
know.
Zero fans don't
I
have
personally
anything.
don't know why
They
Zero
don't
fans,
know. They
fans
don't
are
have
happy.
anything to say.
No, they are roasting.
No, but
Messi. And I
definitely.
don't understand why they are roasting.
they've
him.
not, they've
De-
not
definitely.
Been going to semi-finals to even think of going to quarterfinals.
And
to
Zero-
even- to
Our-
even-
our-
Zero-
our
Zero
stage-
has never-
our stage were
Zero
they
has
knocked out?
never won a World Cup
No,
before.
they have not been. He has not even got
No.
close to even quarterfinals.
So the roasting is out of place. I mean,
to
it's
dream
not
of-
it's not something to even talk
to
about.
Even see that I'm in the process of holding
And
the World
and,
Cup.
and this is even beautiful. The fact that Messi was with Lamine when he
Yeah.
was I think 10 months old or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And now the boy has grown. So it's like
The match-
handling his boots to the
Yeah.
to the boy. That's very
the,
beautiful.
the match was just
If he had
between-
scored, if he had won the World Cup, how would he handle? Give the
match
boot.
was a family issue.
It's
where
good-
just
it's-
between
it's-
hand
Barcelona-
the boot.
Ba-
It's
So
good-
handing the
Barcelona
boot too.
fans.
It's good that you're motivating yourself.
Actually, it
It's
is.
to encourage yourself.
Look at the
match was
videos.
a family
No, look at the
issue,
videos.
And
He handing the boots to Lamy and
It's
all
not
that
about the
to take
videos.
over.
The issue was clear.
Mm.
That Lionel Messi yesterday was out of action. The whole Argentina team was out of action.
I think they wanted
From
penalties.
the first,
They wanted
you
to
wanted-
go, they wanted to go for the penalties and then they.
from the first whistle from the referee, the Spanish team played every football. From the only player who did so well for me was the Argentine skipper.
Yeah, I'm told.
yeah.
I didn't get to watch the game, but I'm
Yeah,
told
yeah,
they
He
did.
did.
Argentina
He,
did
said
well.
he
Well.
made he made more than 11 saves.
If not for
and all
him,
that, yeah.
the Argentina would have taken like 10 goals yesterday. It would have been like the
Yeah,
English,
it's the same my wife
the
says.
England France game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Martinez did very well, but I mean, kudos to Spain. I'm proud to see that Lamine Yamal at his age, 19
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
win a World
Is
Cup.
he the youngest
Yeah,
I think
yes,
I should
yeah,
the
yeah.
youngest
Yeah.
to win the
Yeah.
World Cup.
should
Yeah.
to win
pick
the World Cup?
a World Cup. I mean, that's a great achievement for him. Even if the Spanish team is a very young team, all of them. I think apart from
And I'm proud of the
Merino.
Ghanaian in the Spanish
Nico.
team.
Nico Williams.
Yeah.
In fact, he gave
He did very well. He did very well.
He
He
The
should
Robert
come
Pierre-
home. He should come and play for
And
Ghana.
someone will
But
say
you already have one.
Who?
Inaki
Inaki.
Williams.
And we want Nicole in addition.
No.
we should take Inaki to
Yeah,
Spain.
you should take Iñaki like that.
Young cancer will breathe.
And then, so I mean, kudos to him. And then in Ghana, so I've also seen the DRU flyer trending that he wants to be the GFA president.
I see.
And yesterday I saw our own Bobby made a post, which I agreed with him that I think our ex-footballers should be given opportunity to
Then
manage
Yeah.
they should give it to
Yeah.
Asamoah Gyan.
Exactly.
Not the DRU.
to
Asamoah Gyan.
manage our football.
I don't know why I differ from this position.
It should be a conversation I think generally we should have, because Keto Krukumi, I read his book that he launched, The Game Changer. I read his book, and for me, I thought that when was that 2018? I thought he would be the best GFA president after the exit of Kwesi Nyantakyi, but he's the worst,
He has failed woefully.
the GFA president I've ever seen.
No,
I think
what
that
were
we
you
should give
guys
a chance-
expecting him to do?
We should give
His-
the chance.
Expecting him to do
Are
what?
you expecting him to produce the goals or what?
No.
How,
So,
how are you on
Kwesi-
what
Kwesi-
on what
Kwesi
basis?
Nyantakyi,
On
were
what
we
basis?
expecting him to
On what
produce the
basis?
goals?
On what basis? No, the metrics are different.
What are the
We're
metrics?
talking about the likes of the Asamoah
What- no,
Gyans,
what are the
the
metrics?
Sule Muntaris. We're talking about the John Menses who are here.
Yeah.
Is now a pastor also.
Yeah.
And co.
Yeah.
Are you comparing them to now?
Exactly. We are talking about Semenyo. We are talking about Inaki. We are talking about Kudus. We are talking about these guys. No.
But
frankly
Kudus
speaking-
wasn't part of the
frankly
squad.
speaking,
He wasn't.
I mean, when you listen to the background, stories and all that, and the inside info and all that, you get to know that there is some sort of
You know my
manipulation
problem. You
happening.
know my problem with
there.
Ghana. You know
Yeah.
my problem with Ghana. We don't allow the teams or the team members to play for a longer period of time. We tend to retire people early. Look at the Sule Muntaris, the
If you're not
Asamoahs,
going
the
in with
Michael
your correct age,
Essien
won't you
and
retire?
co.
If you're not
They
going,
played as a unit for a long time.
if you're not going
That's
into
my
the-
problem.
You see,
Charles, if you're not going into this football academy with your real age, won't you retire?
John Mensah was around 30 something when he retired.
Please,
John
let's
Mensah
just speak
was
the
around
truth.
30.
And Cristiano Ronaldo is
39
39
or
or
30.
so.
I mean, yeah.
he's
Messi,
39.
Messi is 39.
Yeah, Messi
Oh.
39.
Ronaldo is
Yeah.
41.
41. Yeah, Ronaldo is
He's
41.
still playing.
Yeah, because John Mensah, the injuries and all that.
He has
It also.
retired from national football. So if you don't go into this football thing with your real age, what do you expect?
We need to dissolve the GFA and yeah. Frankly speaking, we.
But
need
you
to
see,
do
I
something
differ
about
from the
it.
position that KOJ espoused early on, that we should allow former or ex-players to actually
Why?
man the GFA. I think that these people, a lot of them are celebrated. Look at Asamoah. He's celebrated globally, okay, and they have a certain image and reputation to protect.
So what do you mean?
Oh, so you
I know
you
my
mean
Ga-
when,
I
when
know
they
my
become
Ghanaian people.
No, when they become GFA presidents,
I know,
they'll be corrupt or
no,
they
that's not what I've
cannot
said.
perform.
No,
Which
that's,
is which?
that's not what I've said.
Indirectly.
I am saying that. You see, we to a large extent judge the performance of the GFE on the performance of Black Stars on the field. That's what we do as a people.
Yeah, exactly.
And you see, it is not about getting those ex-players to man the GFE. It is about putting in place the right structures. I think that the boys should play for a very long period of time to understand each other very well, so that if they are, you recall those days of the Zidane and co of Egypt.
Jordan Ayew has been
that
in-
squad played together for a long time
Jordan
as
Ayew has
as a
been
squad.
in the
Yeah.
team for a very long time.
And he's
Yeah,
not
Ayew
doing
has
nothing.
been
No, he's
in
just
the team
one.
for
He's
a
just
long-
one. He's just one
Ah,
out
no,
of.
You see- you see-
They don't play
instance-
together.
We have to-
The day I use from the old era.
We have to
They've
go
been
back.
playing together.
They-
and you guys
let,
are
let- let me
retired.
just
No,
make
we
my
have to go
point.
back to-
Let me make my point. Make my point. And so it is not about the people we put there to man the office of the GFE. Mind you, if Asamoah goes there and the boys are not performing, Ghanaians will still
It's
come
the
back
decision
and
that
say
they
that
take.
Asamoah is not performing. Let's take him out of
but
office.
let's-
It's the decision
be
they take
frank.
that informs
Let-
how they will
Let's be
perform
frank.
on the pitch.
Yeah. But
It's
let's
a
be
decision.
frank.
Tell me what I don't know.
They select the coach. Aren't they the ones?
And not just the coach, they even have favorite players that they put in the team. Right? This guy,
Baba
Rahman. And then
Tables that you are shaking.
oh, we know.
No.
We
question
hear
is-
and we
question
know.
is- Question is no. Is he not good? Is he not a player?
No,
I mean,
no.
So
A player behind the two field, so Bobo.
I don't get this. So.
No, but the
Baba
one thing
Rahman
is,
and so what?
if we would
He's
do
a
this,
player,
I
he's
think, yeah, like you're saying, the players should play
He's
for a
going to
longer
play
period.
Chelsea before,
Did
isn't
you,
it?
Did you?
Yeah, sure. He's played Chelsea.
Wakobo Chelsea.
Now, what
But
Chelsea and
the fact that you
yesterday?
play Chelsea doesn't mean that you fit.
What Chelsea and yesterday? Time my case and what Chelsea, how he was so good. I don't know yadi and you feel near to say what Chelsea nine. I think we need to go back to the coast system and the division, whatever we were doing, the community games, and then scout for our local players and start grooming them from now till the World Cup comes, and then we can put in, or let's say met them with the foreign players and all that. But this system will not work for us. And again, the GFA president must go.
Did you read the write-up the coach posted on social media that the media are saying that he has resigned? Because of that, he has resigned.
No, but we said it here. Myself and Kwame, when we read that story, we're like, no, technically he's not resigned.
Yeah.
You see, a lot of our folks did not do due diligence before putting out the story. It's always the usual thing. Let me go ahead. Let me be the first to break it. Let me be the first to break it. And that's what actually, worried us. Because I saw the video of him interacting with, I think he was a Ghanaian somewhere in the state or so. And he asked the question, have you resigned? He said, no, I haven't resigned. So sometimes, of course, verification is the rule of the game, isn't it?
But we must all say to Ket, okay, that it is time for him to go.
What has he done?
He must go.
What has he done?
He must go. He's seeking a third time. He must go. He must go. Like our president has said, he's not interested in a third term. He should also not be interested in a third term.
president
It's not
is
possible
well.
not being
He will go. He must go.
During their
President-
Congress, he extended it, so it's likely that
And-
these people are in the.
Yeah, but he must go.
But the
The
president,
DFA does not belong to Ket.
the President Mahama has said Black Stars exceeded our expectations. So he's performed.
Exceeded what's expectation?
That's what the
The
president
fact that
said.
we were able to get to the run of 32, we have
beat-
exceeded
we
the
beat Panama.
expectation.
We
We beat
beat
what?
Panama.
Panama.
We drew with England.
Ghana.
Almighty
Ghana. This period,
England.
we beat Panama and we are jubilating.
Almighty England. which had the likes of Saka.
We didn't beat England.
The
Though.
We
Ministry-
drew. We drew with
Yes,
England. Did I say
yes,
beat?
We
drew with England.
It was a defensive game we
Almighty.
played on the
but
day.
we drew.
The Ministry
If you had
of
opened it
Sports
up.
didn't even have hopes that you would even
Yeah.
qualify to the round of 32.
Oh,
Run of 32,
Why would
and
you
we
say
and we are
32?
we
Are
are
you
we are
there?
we are
The supporters,
celebrating.
their term, what's it called? There's a word for it. Their term ended, was it round of 32? Even before round of 32. The group stages, the support for the supporters ended at the group stages, not even beyond. So they didn't even have hope that you guys are even going to qualify to the round of 32.
Ghana that we could even play and get to the quarterfinals and all that. Today we are celebrating run of 32 and saying that
we only got to the quarterfinals once.
but then we have been there. And if it had not been, that was the day that Samuel Jan did his thing, right? Yeah. But if it had not been for Samuel Jan, we'd have gone to the, semi-finals. Yeah. But
Anyway,
Samuel Jan, we
guys,
love him. We are
Azerbaijan.
just reminding him.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. So that was KOJ. I almost said Ameyade, bra. Ameyao. Edu Jemfi and Elizabeth Edu there. And of course, that was the newspaper review segment. This is Class 91.3 FM. You want to stick and stay with us. We have lots and lots of conversations coming up this morning on the program. My name is Charles Akrofi, and this morning I'm sitting in for Kwame Jumo Ajiman, your regular host. And like I told you, Kwame Jumo Ajiman is on leave. I've seen some messages coming in already with people asking me, where is Kwame? Where is Kwame? Where is Kwame? Kwame is on the leave. And so for the next 10 days, this is the voice that you're going to be hearing on this side, of the studio, because usually you would hear me at the other side of studio. But this is Class 91.3 FM. Across Africa and the global African diaspora to commemorate Emancipation Day, which is a solemn reminder of humanity's triumph over one of history's darkest chapters, the transatlantic slave trade. And it's a day to honor the courage of our ancestors, celebrate freedom, and reflect on the responsibility that freedom places on us. As a nation that served as one of the principal departure points for countries or for countless Africans who were forcibly taken across the Atlantic, Ghana occupies a unique place in this history. Now, every year, descendants of those enslaved return to Cape Coast, Elmina, and other historic sites, reconnecting with their roots and reminding us that our past continues to shape our present. Your Excellency, while Emancipation Day is rightly marked with ceremonies, cultural displays, and remembrance events, I believe it must also become a day for national introspection. Beyond remembering what's happened to our forebears, we must ask ourselves an important question. What lessons have we truly learned from that painful history? The transatlantic slave trade did not merely rob Africa of millions of its people. It weakened our institutions, disrupted our societies, and eroded our economies, and left a legacy whose effects continue to be felt centuries later. It succeeded largely because Africans were divided, manipulated, and in some instances became willing participants in the exploitation of their own brothers and sisters. Now, history teaches us that nations do not prosper when their people work against one another. They prosper when they unite around a common purpose. Your Excellency, perhaps the greatest tribute we can pay to those who suffered through slavery is not merely to remember them, but to build the kind of nation they would have wished for their descendants. A Ghana where integrity triumphs over corruption, where excellence is rewarded, where public institutions are stronger than individuals, where education equips young people to compete globally, and where patriotism is demonstrated through action rather than speeches. Emancipation should therefore inspire a renewed national agenda built on unity, productivity, innovation, and responsible citizenship. It should remind us that true freedom is not only political independence but also economic empowerment, quality education, environmental sustainability, food security, and accountable leadership. I respectfully, Mr. President, urge your government to consider using Emancipation Day, which of course happened over the weekend, not only as a cultural celebration, but also as a platform for a national reflection on freedom and development. Bringing together historians, traditional authorities, religious leaders, educators, the youth, and policymakers to discuss how the lessons of slavery can shape Ghana's future. Such an annual dialogue could help strengthen national identity, deepen civic responsibility, and inspire practical policies that address the challenges confronting our country. Your Excellency, the ancestors whose resilience we honor today, over the weekend I should say, endured unimaginable hardships so that future generations could live in freedom. It would be profound injustice if we squandered that freedom through poor governance, division, indiscipline, or complacency. May we never forget our past, but more importantly, may we use it to shape a stronger, more united, and more prosperous Ghana. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Yours faithfully, Mr. President, Class FM.
Class 91.3 FM.
Now let's go for some medical tidbits with Dr. Vanessa Appiah, after which I will come back with a piece of my mind.
I'm Dr. Vanessa Appiah, and this is Medical Minutes. You feel tired, so you reach for something sweet. But not long after, you feel even more tired. Why does this keep happening? This pattern is something many people experience, and it's driven by how sugar affects your body. When you consume sugary foods or drinks like soft drinks, sweetened juices, pastries, or even highly refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises quickly. This gives you a short burst of energy, but your body responds by releasing a hormone called insulin, which brings your blood sugar back down, and sometimes it drops quickly. That drop is what we call an energy crash. You may feel suddenly tired, low in energy, irritable or restless, hungry again, even though you just ate. So you reach for more sugar, and the cycle repeats. Over time, this constant rise and fall in blood sugar puts stress on your body. It can lead to weight gain, increased hunger and cravings, reduced energy stability, and eventually insulin resistance, which is a key step towards diabetes. And importantly, many people are consuming far more sugar than they realize, especially through drinks. A single bottle of sweetened drink can contain more sugar than your body needs for the entire day. So what do? Start by reducing sugary drinks. Replace them with water or unsweetened options. Aim for balanced meals that include protein, fiber, and healthy carbohydrates. And if you're feeling tired, pause before reaching for sugar. Sometimes your body is actually asking for rest, hydration, or better nutrition. I'm Dr. Vanessa Rapia, CEO of the Accra London Health Centre. Your well-being matters.
There you have it, Dr. Vanessa Pia with Medical Minutes there. And so you know what to do if you want to control your sugar levels and what have you. For some of us, we've already advised ourselves, a lot of those carbonated drinks and what have you. Kwame Jumo has actually taught me that I need to stop. And so for the past 3 or so months, I don't remember the last time I took one. And so you would want to advise yourself in that regard. This is Class 91.3 FM. It's now time for A Piece of My Mind, which is a segment of the show where I share my thoughts on an issue confronting assassination. And in due course, I open the phone lines for you to also call and then also express them. We are doing this together, isn't it? And it was an experience I had over the weekend when I visited one of the public institutions, one of the government institutions, if you like, because I had ostensibly gone there to make payments for some bills. And you can read in between the lines. I had gone to this place because I wanted to effect payment for some bills, because the app or the short code wasn't working for me. So I went there hoping that I could make payment. Now, as a citizen, you are obligated that whenever you make usage of these utilities, i.e., water, electricity, and what have you, you make payment at the end of every month, isn't it? You pay. And if you don't pay, the authorities will come and disconnect you. So, as a citizen, I have complied, or I'm complying with this. I have gone to the facility. Though the system was down, I went to the facility ostensibly to effect payment or make payment for my usage of a certain facility. And there was I met with a young lady who ostensibly is, the receptionist. And this young lady sat aloof, and I told her that this is what I want to do. This young lady was busy on TikTok. And so you see, I'm just going to be talking about how some persons behave themselves when they are working or at government institutions, how they behave themselves. And I've been to a number of ministries in this country. Go to the ministries, any of the ministries, and go and observe things for yourself. You realize that you get in there, you are met by the receptionist, and the receptionist, it's more like you need a help from her. And so go ahead. There's lack of manners, lack of courtesy, and what have you. They don't talk to you rightly. And it's more like, I am in my comfort zone. Why have you come here to disturb me? Why were you employed there to work in the first place as a receptionist. And a number of these officials are there. And it's not just the young folks. No, I'm not just going to be, so to speak, one-sided to say that it's just the young folks. No. Some elderly persons, because at this facility, I don't want to mention the name, because I know the CEO for this state organization. So I've decided that I would relay the information to him and hopefully get him into the studios one of these days so that we can have a conversation with regards to some of these developments. But some of these elderly persons as well are doing the same thing. It is something that has been done over the period. And so when these young ones also come into the system, they also do the same thing. You go to a government agency, you go to a government institution, and you find the receptionist busy on the phone. You enter. Instead of the receptionist to greet you in a more courteous, in a more respectable manner, the receptionist will be sitting idle. There wouldn't be any, interaction with you as regards your mission there and whatsoever. You get there, you greet the receptionist. Okay, so my name is Mr. Charles Akrofi. I work with Class FM. And then they keep nodding their head. Nothing about courtesy or whatsoever. Meanwhile, these persons, a lot of them have graduated from the country universities. And when you graduate from the universities and you come home and you're not getting any job to do, you still come back to blame government. And government is not creating the enabling environment. Government is not creating the jobs to absorb the teeming population and what have you. And we as journalists, we also come here, we trumpet the same sentiment. Government needs to create jobs. Government needs to create jobs. But when you get a job and you enter this state institution, you pride yourself. When you go out there and your persons or your family ask you, where do you work? Oh, I work with this ministry. I work with that ministry. You pride yourself. Yet, whatever you do there, as state officials, not state officials, as people who have been, employed to work with these public institutions, it's nothing to write home about. It's nothing to write home about. So at a point in time, I was contemplating whether I should just take my money back home. Would that be fair? Because I was speaking to this lady who should have taken the money from me, but she was busy on TikTok. She was busy. And I'm sure a lot of you, one way or the other would have had some of these experiences. That you visit a state agency to transact business or to have some activities of a sort with them, and you find the person who you must interact with giving you some attitude here and there. And I say that it's not just the young ones. The elderly ones are also very much neck deep in some of these activities. They don't talk to you rightly. They talk to you anyhow. It is as though you have come them to demand the help. I need your help, please. Give me money to go and eat. So please, I'm begging you, I don't have money to eat. I don't have money to fend for my family. Give me money. That's the kind of attitude they put towards you. Get to the various ministries. Get to their reception. And the number of people there a day who are there to meet the ministers. It's not easy. It's a lot. A lot of people get to these ministries on a daily basis wanting to meet the minister. And they are just parked there at the reception. And you find the receptionist busy making up, busy on phone and not attending to people. People come there and then they just hang around like that. It's as if there is no leadership in place. Why do we do this to ourselves as a people? Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Sometimes when I see some of these things, I ask myself the question, so what you are doing, don't you know what you are doing is affecting the work? It's affecting the image of the company or the government institution in which you are working? And by extension, it affects the government of the day. Because the kind of perception you have of the officials that are working at the government institution is what you carry out. Oh, I'm carry on and alcohol, rough. Haven't we said a number of times in this country and on this platform that when you visit some hospitals, some of these nurses don't speak to you rightly? It is the same thing which is happening at some of these government institutions. It is the same thing. And this morning, I want to call on leaders, CEOs, MDs, and what have you, of these government institutions, all government institutions. You need to take a critical look at your front people. The persons who are coming there to meet you, meet first. You need to take a critical look at them. If it is important for you to organize some sessions, some training sessions for them, please do. Please do. Because we can't continue to have these persons organize or occupy some of these positions and do nothing. You the minister, you the CEO, you the MD, it comes back to hurt you. It comes back to hurt your image. Because the perception that will be taken out is that, oh, Minister Akrofi, dear, they don't know how to talk. And by extension, they would associate the minister to it. Even the minister doesn't even know how to talk, or what have you. They will say all sorts of things. You should be minded as a minister. You should be minded as a CEO. No, this morning, whenever I get to talk about some of these things, I get angry the more. Because that state agency is there to serve a certain purpose for you and I. It is not for you as an individual to be working there. Now, let me take time to address this issue. It is not for you as an individual to be working there for your self-interest, so to speak. It is not for you to be working there for your own interest or your family. That business wasn't established by only your family's, money. It was established, that company was established by the state, through the state coffers. And it's for the people, not you as an individual. So this morning, I want to call on all state authorities, leaders of the various state authorities, CEOs, MDs, ministers, deputies, and sometimes when you make your way past the disrespectful receptionist and you get to the MD, the CEO, the minister's secretariat, you'll be met with another PA who is also disrespectful. It is as though that office belongs to us. Yes, of course, you are there to serve a certain purpose as a PA, as a secretary. But it doesn't belong to you. The minister of state who is working is not working for his own interest. He's working in the interest of the nation. And so it is incumbent on you as a PA, as a secretary, as a receptionist to be mindful of the courtesies you accord to these persons when they come there. This is what we should be doing. No, we're building a country. We're building a nation together. And so you and I have a say. If I am unable to criticize you there because perhaps I don't want to do a public show for people to know, but I have this platform. And you and I as Ghanaians have this platform to actually vent our spleen, to actually say to these people that enough of this nonsense which is going on at our public institutions. Because if I hadn't paid that money and I'd gone home, the utility provider would have come to my house to say that you are owing this amount of money. We are coming to disconnect you. And even those persons who come to our various homes to embark on the disconnection exercise, they don't even speak well. They don't speak well. They think that the country belongs to them. They carry the country on their shoulder. Whatever they want is what they tell you. This is the country we are building together. This is Ghana. This is the Ghana we've known all this while. And Ghana is hailed across, the continent for being one of the countries which democratic credentials is upheld. And, countries come here to learn about how we do our things here and what have you. But you and I, you the Ghanaian and I, who have lived all our lives in this country, know that there's more than meets the eye. We know that there's a lot at play. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of rot in the system that need to be dealt with. There's a lot in the system that need to be dealt with. No, let's call a spade a spade. Ghana is not out of the woods. Ghana is not heaven. We are hoping that gradually we can create the Ghana that would be safe and that we would all enjoy and say that this is Ghana. This is the Ghana we all collectively built together. But if you have some of these folks working at the various state agencies, and what do you call that thing, Esther? You call it Q-test, eh? The ladies. You get and then they will be applying Q-test on their nails during working hours. No, you should be fired. You don't have anything doing there. You should be fired. When you went to school, what were you taught? As far as the course you read, secretariatship, administration, and all of that, all of those courses you read at school, what was taught of you? Or what did your lecturers teach you, I should say? What did they teach you? And now that you are on the field, you think that, well, I'm working with this state agency, I'm working with this ministry, you are Oga. So this morning, leadership of the various state agencies in the country, they should turn a critical eye to the operations of their frontliners. They are the people that persons who are there to meet you as the boss would meet first before they get to your office and meet you. And so it speaks volume of who you are as a leader, as an MD, as a CEO, and what have you. The other thing I want to talk about before I announce the phone lines for you to actually join in, it has got to do with the peace we enjoy in this country. And of course, I mean, I was on an Okada, what we call Okada, and the Okada rider was having a conversation with me. I listened to his accent and the way he was riding, and it was quite bad. So I told him to actually slow down. And he told me that, oh, sorry, boss. I used to ride in Lagos, Nigeria, and the Lagos is a very busy area and traffic here and there, and I'm used to that kind of lifestyle. You're always in a rush, and so that's how come I'm riding like that. But don't worry, I'll ride the Ghana style for you. Then he slowed down. So when he slowed down, I, struck a conversation with him, and he told me that, boss, Ghana is a peaceful place. Ghana is a peaceful place compared to this is what he says. This is what he says. Comparing Ghana to Nigeria, Ghana is a very peaceful place. And it is this peace you and I should ensure that we protect. We must ensure we protect the peace. Now, I am looking at this issue within the context of what government needs to do for its people. Aside the peace that we are enjoying, it is important that the enabling environment is created for us so that you and I can thrive in this country. Now, I referenced a story on Ghana Web this morning. It says, watch as Ghanaian migrants trek through Colombian mountains en route to the US. And I'm seeing a picture of, that should be a Ghanaian, of course, drinking water. It appears he was exhausted and... Okay, so this is the story. It says, a Ghanaian man has shared a video showing himself and several other Ghanaian nationals taking a break on a mountainous route in Colombia as they continue to journey on foot towards the United States. Now, the video has, which has resurfaced or surfaced on social media, captures the group resting on the mountainside after what appears to be a physically demanding trek through rugged terrain. Although the identities of these individuals and the exact location in Colombia could not be independently verified, the footage highlights the perilous routes some migrants undertake in pursuit of better economic opportunities abroad. Better economic opportunities abroad. Like we say, we are traveling to go and see greener pastures elsewhere. And so these persons would have to embark on these perilous journeys. Some through the Sahara Desert, they are shot by people, some unscrupulous persons, some terrorist groups and all of that. They risk their lives because the opportunities are not there. President Mahama is doing a lot, I should say. The president is doing a lot. Regardless of which political divide you belong to, I care less. I am speaking as a patriotic Ghanaian and giving thumbs up to the president for all the necessary reforms he's put in place to ensure that we are where we are today. Of course, I'm sure someone might be home saying that, oh, the president isn't doing anything. It depends on which political lens you are wearing. But I think that if you are able to put down those political lenses and address or look at issues dispassionately, you get to know that the president has done a lot within this short time. And some persons have said that the president should continue maybe for a third term and what have you, which the president has actually, rubbished those claims, which I believe that no, there shouldn't be a third term. Government comes, government goes. But we need to ensure that we are creating the enabling environment to actually allow us to thrive in our own country. We need not to travel through the Sahara, through these Colombian mountains, through whichever means, to go and explore greener pastures elsewhere, which do not even exist in the first place. These greener pastures do not exist. They are here. So if government will be minded and create the enabling environment, I think you and I will be in a safe space to say that, look, this is Ghana we are proud of. Good morning. This is a piece of my mind. Let me announce the phone line so that you can call in to actually share your thoughts as regards the issue that I've talked about this morning. 0302208080 0302208080 is the phone lines this morning. Call in and share your mind or your thoughts on this issue that I've talked about this morning.
What was I?
Okay, Joe from Nunga. Let me hear you.
But these are receptions at the government institutions. Uh, my brother, if you go to our hospital, government hospitals, and especially our electricity offices, oh, Charlie, these women will be on TikTok or will be conversing on phone with their family members and all of that. I don't know because there's nobody monitoring them. That's why these things are going on, and we need these are cameras, these security cameras at the reception, all the reception government offices are in the country, so that they will monitor these receptionists at the offices. They don't mind. You will be there. If you are lucky, the security man will direct you to where you should go. It's very terrible.
It's very terrible, you say. Thank you very much. You can also call to share your thoughts as regards the development 0302208080. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, 0302208080. I have shared my thoughts. What do you also think? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, boss. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Eben in Kwabenya. I hope you are doing well.
Eben, I'm doing well. Today is me.
Where's my friend?
Kwame is on leave. He's on leave.
Oh, he's on leave. Oh, okay.
Yes,
I
yes,
wish
yes.
him well. Okay, Kwame, if you are listening to me, enjoy your leave.
Now, let me hear you, Eben.
Let me greet Kwame's friend, Honorable Agbo of Ghana this morning, also to Honorable Jilo Zebra and Abigail of Maslow. You see, my brother, I think our institution must work. Because, you see, me, I believe in one thing. Anywhere I find myself, I must prove that I can do it. Because if you are not seeing me, my brother, God Almighty, who appointed me, sees me wherever I am. You see, and I believe when we all have that mindset, it doesn't matter where we'll be put. We'll do the needful and do the right thing. Because we know that someone up there is what? Is watching us. And at the end of the day, we will render account to that fellow. So I'm pleading. Our institutions must work. Those in charge, please make sure the institution works. That is why we normally say when persuasion fails, force must be applied. Is that not it? And I believe institutions must work. Whether camera is there or not, we should allow the system to work. Have a good morning.
Good morning, Eben. And you can also call 0302208080. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, boss. Your name and where you calling from?
Yes, please. I have to relate this your issue to road construction.
Your name first. Your name and where you calling from?
Come again.
Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Michael.
Right.
I'm from Pukwase.
Okay.
How this road contractor by name Maripori is handling us on the Pukwase road is very, very bad, please. You say you are serving us, you are giving us opportunity. We pay the taxes to serve us, but this man can block a road. He has blocked the Pukwase, and for the past 2 weeks, nothing is being done. Not even a hole has been dug. And my house is just at Fisher, just at the back of the Central Mosque. I spent 2 hours just from St. Moses Hospital here to Fisher. However, if I park my car, I walk just 5 minutes to my house. Is it fair? Is it fair? I pay tax not less than 5,000 Ghana cedis to a government every month. And we have been treated like we are just nothing in this country. You buy a fuel just to burn it. Please, we need to sit up as a nation. We need to sit up. Those who are in authority to supervise, they need to consider the people who pay the money. Thank you very much for this morning.
Thank you too. Right. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Seth. I'm calling from Ajekojo.
Seth Ajekojo. Let me hear you.
Yeah. Mr. Charles, you are just hit my day. Because you are talking about the administration. You see, this administration, we have the department in administration. That is the reception, office clerk, and all those things there. Mr. Charles, it is true. Anytime you want to enter any agency, state agencies, you see the front desk already tell you how they are behaving in the agencies. These are the major problems. I'll give an example. You don't want to mention it. I will mention Registrar General. Registrar General, it is not helping a cause of the young guys to establish themselves. Because when you enter there, They don't regulate. I remember 2009 when the elect Professor Atamius came. He introduced automation. When you enter there, they'll ask you, where are you going? And when you are going to do this thing, they give you a number. And when you have the number, you sit down, you don't have any problem. You will be there, the automation will mention your number, and then you will go there. When you haven't passed, it becomes active, and it gives a lot of productivities. But today, when you go there, you see the thing is that everybody is doing it. Somebody should enter. All the receptions, all those who are working there, they all want to register and be agents. They are operating as agents at the Registrar General. I'm saying that everybody know, all the minister, the chief executive of that particular Registrar General, he knows much about it. But
Okay.
close his eye. I'll leave it for the other to come and comment.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Seth. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm me calling from Tema.
Nee from Tema. Let me hear you.
The genesis of this problem is that the positions we are occupying at the office, we don't qualify for it. We buy it.
I see.
We buy the position. So far as I bought it, you can't control me there. And that's the problem. You see, my brother.
I see.
You said President Mama is doing a lot. President Mama promises resetting. These are things we should reset to build this country. It's not building big roads. No. We should work on our character by resetting this country. If the mindset didn't change or did not change, I'm telling you, plain, Ghana is Gold Coast, but we are still living this way. Look at the way we are living. Do we live like human beings? No. So thank you.
Thank you too so very much. 0302208080. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you calling from, please?
Andy is calling from Lakeside.
Andy from Lakeside. Right, let me hear you.
I think I perfectly side with the man who has just called. If we fail to reset this country, so when I heard of President Mahama's reset agenda, I thought the nation is going to embrace it. Look, you've said a lot of things. There is a lady I buy airtime from. You go there, she had headsets on her head, and, you know, she's always talking to somebody, some reckless somebody somewhere. And you are talking to her, and she's not listening to you. Then later, she will look into your face and say, okay, number. And it's like you are not connecting with her, and she doesn't know the reason why she's there. She doesn't know. So let's run with the reset agenda of this country. And I even say that there is even no foundation for this country. There's no foundation. So everything we are building is collapsing. So reset, and let's all move with the reset agenda. Thank you very much.
He says we should all move with a reset agenda. What do you also think? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, ma'am. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Abigail. I'm calling from Pukwase.
Abigail from Pokwasi. Let me hear you.
Yeah. My little concern has to do with everything we are discussing how people in the state institutions are working. Now, we want to also address this with the president and the road minister that most of us in Pukwase and Amatama, we are really struggling. Okay, you can't, move from your house from 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. that you're going to work and you'll be in traffic. Just traffic for more than 3 to 4 hours. I don't know what is going on.
Help me understand. Help me understand. It's been a while I used that side of, that road, actually. But I thought the road was in some motorable shape, isn't it?
Yes. The issue is that, those coming from Kumasi, they use the inner lane. And those of us in the Pokwase and Amasama, we use the outer lane. This contractor has actually blocked, getting to the Pokwase market area. That contractor has actually blocked the lane for the Kumasi people, those coming using the inner lane. Now, all of them are using the outer lane. Okay, so those of us going home or going to work, we all using the outer lane. And the traffic situation is so bad, my brother. It's so bad. You close from work, you don't have any alternative route. You have to use the, the Ashaman, the Odumasi road. And the traffic situation, see, please, the road minister should attend to this. 2 weeks now, nothing is being done there, and the road is blocked. We don't know what is going on. This morning, I left home 5 a.m., and I'm still in traffic, just going to work at Pattern Water. This is really stressful. The road is blocked, and we
Anyway.
don't know what he's doing. We don't know what they are doing. So if they will open it for us, if it's not doing it, you should just open it for us so that we can have our free access. I mean, this country, we don't know what is going on. People are giving contracts, and then they are just stressing human beings. We are paying the money for the contract to be done for this country. If they don't know, I mean, stressing people, we don't have to go to work to get the productivity. I mean, make money, and then, for you to be able to construct the road. And they are stressing people like this. It is becoming too, annoying. My brother, it is too annoying. We
Very
are
well.
tired.
Very well, very well. Maybe we demand some answers from the Roots Minister. But if you are listening anywhere at the ministry, very well, very well, very well. Let me thank you. Let me thank you for your time. But over to you, Roots Minister. We understand there's some traffic there because there's pressure on the single lane, so to speak, or the very road that those who are going towards the Pokwasi side, is it, or those who are going towards the Achimota side are concerned. Roots Ministry, I think that we should have a look at the development there. The lady is actually frustrated if you listen carefully. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, this is Andy briefly.
Andy, let me hear you.
Yes, from Lakeside. Can you push for a national discussion for this country? I've been telling your, what's the name, Mr.
Kwame.
Nwajima. Yes, push for a national discussion. Look, all is not going well with this country. Just Friday, I stood at Medina in the evening looking for Trotro. It took more than 2-3 hours. At the mercy of the weather, please push for a national discussion for us.
It's in order. It's in order. Andy, let me thank you. Maybe I'll pick the last caller, then we can bring this segment to a close. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Please, Class FM.
Yes, this is Class FM. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Kojo from Tebibiano. I want to contribute to the program.
Right, kindly go ahead.
Yeah, I have an issue. The issue is, 3 weeks ago, my work had an engagement for me at Takrady. When I was going, the lorry fare was 120 cedis. Over the weekend, when I was coming back, they said they've increased the fare to 140 cedis. Some of us tried to challenge the fare. That is Stambik, the small vehicles, Stambik. They said they've increased the fare to 240. We tried to complain about it, and they said, they have increased, and it is across board. Nothing we said could convince them. So I have to pay 140 cedis from Takrady to Accra this very weekend. So can you please find out from the Ministry or GPRTU
whether there's been an increment in transport fares?
Yeah.
Okay.
Takrady to Accra.
Takrady to Accra, you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I have room to pick just one more call. Then we would set the ball rolling in studios with the discussions. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Charles.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
Charles, this is Babs from Abel.
Oh, Babs. Babs, let me hear you.
Charles, you hit the nail right on the head. This thing about receptionists has been going on for a very long time. Very, very long time. Look, it is we, the same people, who are saying that what? Government don't create jobs. But when government create the jobs, the receptionists, especially the ladies, if it's a male receptionist, they don't do most of those things. But the ladies, excuse me, ladies, it's the ladies who mostly do that thing, especially now that social media has taken over everything. So we beg you, the ladies, please attend to us. We beg you. Kwame.
Charles,
sorry, Charles. Charles, I just want to do this one quick. Look, I don't know what's wrong with MPP. Everything good in this country, they will say no. The public tribunal, if NDC is going, will NDC put it in their pocket? Will they put it in their pocket? They will leave it. And you also use it. So what is your problem? MPP and Baumia, what is your problem?
Well, they said they will repeal it. So, I mean, that's what the MPP says.
Charles, if NDC is going, would they take it away? You also come and use it. You also come and use it. So leave it. Be.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much. And that's where I end the calling segment
Have
this
a good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. And thank you very much for being a part of the program this morning. I see that a lot of your messages are coming through, but unfortunately, I'm having a challenge with the WhatsApp line this morning. But of course, the communicators have already, or the politicians, if you like, have already taken their seat. And we're going to be delving into the issues as we've advertised right on Class 91.3 FM. But let me see if I can do some messages. It will be a bit difficult to do all of the messages, I should say. But this one here says, "Good morning, Baumia should give us a break because the tribunal angle is into strengthening our judicial system in promoting justice delivery on a more faster note. No wonder the MPP guys fearing most of their corrupt ones will soon have a change in their sleeping zone, hence against the tribunal angle." And this coming from comfort zone. Okay, so you say from comfort zone to sadness. On the flip side, due to the jailing of Kamila Hassan, going forward there will be sanity in our politicking in terms of how majority of us communicate on air, and that can equally give some clarity on truthfulness in choosing our future leaders. Papa Bisiu from Spintex sent in that message. Papa, good morning to you. I hope you are well. Now, good morning, Charles. How are you and the family doing? We're doing great. Tomorrow will be okay, right? Okay, so Professor Wuto, our very own Professor Wuto, who is a pharmacist and a public health expert at that. Your child is celebrating, or would be celebrating her 17th birthday. Okay, so we are saying happy birthday in advance, is it? Okay, so in advance to your daughter. Okay, I'm just trying to get the name of your daughter. I don't have it, but Professor Wuto, who is a panelist on this program, or I guess a doctor, a pharmacist, I should say, and an expert, a public health expert in that regard. 2 weeks ago, he was on this platform. We had a conversation, a general conversation about medicines and what you should know about the kind of medicines you take in and what have you. Professor Wuto, I understand it's actually your first child's 70th birthday. So happy birthday in advance to your first child. We ask the blessings of the Almighty God to be his or her portion this day. And may whatever you were not able to accomplish or achieve in life, may they, your children and all of them, may they be able to accomplish all. And that's how we wish you a happy birthday. Right on Class 91.3 FM. Let me say good morning to you, my brother Kwame Jumajimine, wherever you are. Kwame, you should make way. You should make time to sleep sometimes. You don't sleep. But anyway, pretty surely we're going to be delving into the issues right here. And my guests are already seated, but And how is it going? How was your weekend?
Oh, it could have been better.
Eh?
Said it could have been
It could have been better. Mine was quite a tedious one because I engaged in a lot of fatigue. Charlie, I'm tired. Alert. I'm used to the alert. Pardon me. I'm used to it. Because on a personal level, that's how I call you. So,
that's all right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah. So this morning we're just going to be delving into a number of issues. But let me also announce to you that we are joined in studios by Chief Mondo Salam Ibn Osman from the NDC communications team. I hope I got your name, the pronunciation right.
That's all.
And it's good. It's the first time, right?
Yeah, first time of meeting you.
Okay, right. It's good to have you two on the platform this morning. So, two big issues. First of all, I think we can start off with the passage of the Tribunal Bill, and maybe I should start with you, Faisal. The minority has actually had cause to urge President Mahama at this point, where the bill has gotten to is needing of accentuation from the president. And so we should expect that the clerk of parliament should have transmitted the bill as have been passed by parliament to the presidency by now, awaiting accentuation. But the minority argued out its case on the floor of parliament, yet the bill has been passed. Now, the minority is making the call for the president not to assent to the bill. Yesterday, Dr. Baumi also addressed the nation, and he told President Mahama not to assent to the bill. You are coming from the opposition party. First of all, what's your issue with the Tribunal Bill as has been passed by the House?
Thank you very much, Charles, for
If you can get close to the mic for me.
Yeah, thank you very much, Charles, for the opportunity. I think the leader of my party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, actually explained exactly what our concerns are in respect of the passage of the Tribunals Act. I think it is important for us to understand that these tribunals are not the first in this country. We have had tribunals in the past. And what has been the record? Charles, are you following?
I am.
I mean,
I'm with
what
you.
has been the record? It is not the first time. And for me, I think President Mahama would do Ghanaians a lot of good and also leave a very good legacy if he should actually put the signing of the Tribunals Bill into the back burner. Because, like I told you, I mean, this is not the first time we have had it under PNDC. I think when the PNDC came, it was one of the first things they established, and I think it was around 24th March 1982. And you go through the records. Even when it was kind of promulgated, the GBA, the Ghana Bar Association, and many other organizations oppose it.
As at the time.
As at the time. And I tell you, if you look at the record, because even the Human Rights Watch delivered a damning verdict on the work of the tribunals, because the Human Rights Watch said that the tribunals were cited as the cornerstone of the regime institutionalized human rights violations. You understand? Because what they used to do was, all what they were doing was to use it to fight. They said they were using it to fight corruption. They were using it to fight tax evasion and other issues.
But are you against that?
Well, I mean, there are already institutions fighting those things. All that you need to do in the democratic dispensation is to strengthen them. You understand? Because we already have courts in this country. When Nana Akufo-Addo came and realized I haven't been an attorney general and a legal practitioner for so many years, he realized that the problem at that time was, infrastructure. And, it is recorded that he built over 100 courts, employed a lot of high court judges. That's what you need to do. And Dr. Baumia also advised that you need to expand. You understand? Expand the court system. Digitalize. You understand? Employ more judges. But, some of these tribunal judges, they were not judges. They were not lawyers. They were just people who were brought in to persecute political opponents. You understand? A lot of people were persecuted. And, at that time, even if if you were convicted, you had no opportunity or option to go for an appeal. And we are told that after the I mean some of the judges who were unfortunately murdered, some of them kind of overturned when the cases were brought to the High Court. Some of courts overturned the judgment of the tribunals, and that caused their untimely deaths. So what we are saying is that, you see, it's all right to have overwhelming majority in parliament, but it does not mean that you should use it to do everything or use it to pass any, law. Remember, President Nkrumah, one of the stains on his record as a democratic leader was the PDA. It was also passed by parliament. It ended up being one of, a tool he used to persecute his political opponents. And we're saying that the fact that you have majority doesn't mean that you should pass every single law. You have to listen to institutions, because we are living in a democratic space. It's not only parliament. There are, civil society organizations, institutions like GBA, Ghana Bar Association, they are all there. You need to talk to them. There hasn't been any serious consultation. And I tell you, these things is just going to be a deja vu. You understand? It's going to bring us painful memories, because the tribunals, if you go through the records, they actually, it did not serve us well at all.
Okay.
And many people were not very happy with.
Let me ask this question.
Tribunals.
Are you against the bill as we have it now because of the pains of yesterday, so to speak? And I'm asking this question because before the bill is laid, or every bill is laid in Parliament, there's the memo that accompanies it. So you read it, you get to know what the objective of the bill is and what have you. Now, government has said that the bill, as has been passed by the House, is nothing to do with the concerns the MPP and people who have monitored the space are actually espousing this morning. They have given the assurances that those excesses of the tribunal system years ago is not what we are going to be witnessing with this very bill as has been passed by the House. You think that it's not reassuring to hear government say these things to you, for which reason you should get the support, or you should give the support to government.
And I do support the minorities' call that if the president should go ahead to pass or to assent this law or this bill, one of the first things, if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should get the opportunity, is to repeal that law. You see, in a democratic society, anytime you want to kind of formulate a law or a policy, you have to look at whether the policy will stand the test of time. Whether, after your regime, or even after your party exit power, is it a policy or is it a program that your successors, even though if they are not of the same political party with you, they will be comfortable to go along with? That is why consultations are very, very key in a democratic society that we live. Virtually we have two political party system in this country, practically. The two political parties will always be in government, either the NDC or the MPP. So if you are formulating a policy or a program, you have to kind of realize that it has to have some kind of, bipartisan approval. But if you just feel like today, I have an overwhelming majority in parliament, I can pass any law. If you are not lucky and your party loses the next election, that will be the end of that law, because they have, you did not get their buy-in. In a democratic space, you listen to people. You understand. Your political opponents, civil society organizations, and other interested democratic institutions in the country. And together, you can come out with something that may be acceptable to broad majority of them. But if you feel that, well, I have the overwhelming majority, I'm going to do what I like, policies like this may not stand the test of time.
usually in Parliament, and I talk about Parliament because I've been there before, so I understand the workings of Parliament actually to a large extent. And so, usually, when a bill is actually brought before the House, it would have gone through the committee sessions where members on both sides would have deliberated on the nitty gritties of things before even being introduced at the plenary for deliberations. I want to believe that this is one of such bills because it's of importance. It's a very important bill. And so it is one bill that definitely would have gone through the committee system. You are saying that, or as the party, you are saying that there's still the need for extensive consultation
Yeah.
on the
Dialogue.
bill. Question: are you then against the bill, or perhaps you are calling for further consultation before the bill is passed or assented to?
As a political party, we are not comfortable with the regional tribunals.
Okay.
But we're
So that's
saying
that's the clause 4.
yes.
The argument about the clause 4.
So we are saying that in a democratic space, you have to do consultations. The Ghana Bar Association is the wing that every lawyer in this country belongs to. So it tells you that it's a very, very powerful democratic arm in this country. So things like this, I mean, is within their domain. You need to consult them. You need to get their buy-in. You need to let other stakeholders, I mean, bring their proposals or their views on it.
Right.
So that at the end of the day, what you will be passing will be something that will be acceptable. Or even in the course of the consultation, you realize that, oh, this thing, I can see that many democratic institutions are not comfortable with. Why don't I just abandon it? But just using force to bulldoze it through is my concern. And I'm saying that next election, it's likely NDC will lose it. And if they lose it, should that be the end of the tribunal system? So it's always important to get a bipartisan approval or buy-in before you pass controversial laws like this.
Would the MPP, repeal it someday? But of course, I've heard some members of your party say that they would repeal it if they come to power. But I'm asking this question to understand whether the MPP would repeal it if those excesses that we're talking about are not the issue of the day. Would you still repeal it?
Well, the attitude of the MPP is that we don't believe in the tribunal system.
Okay.
We believe that we have to strengthen current institutions that are mandated to play those rules. And I'm saying that you expand the court system, digitalize, because till this day, you go to court, people should write. When judges and lawyers are making their submissions, people should write.
They are from the 1952
You understand?
era.
But there are modern gadgets that can kind of record everything and then type out everything for you. You just need to press the necessary buttons. You understand? So we need to digitalize. And I'm happy Dr. Bawumia mentioned that. And he is the champion of digitalization in Ghana. So if we do that, expand the infrastructure, employ more competent lawyers to handle the courts, I think that is the shortest way to kind of fight what you call corruption, tax evasion, and all the issues they have enumerated. But using tribunals, I don't think, in the past it has not helped. It has rather caused pain and anguish in this country and in many families. And I don't think that the name itself, it evokes some pain. You understand? In many families.
Briefly, so talking about the name, if in case government listens and government comes with, because the bill, even as it is now, it has some 14-day period before, if anything, it can be rebrought or brought back to the parliament, for reconsideration. But should that be the case, or should there be the need for the name to be changed from tribunal court system to a different name? Would the MPP be okay with it?
No, definitely, so long as the name may change, so long as the objectives are the same.
Because government says, yes, government
and
says
I'm saying that I don't like, Charles, my point is very simple. We don't believe in that. We don't believe in those. And we believe that things like this, you should get the buy-in of the key institutions. The GBA is not comfortable. Many other organizations have raised objection. You understand? And I think it's only prudent that the government should listen. You understand? And the bill has become so polarized and so like difficult for people to accept. So the best is you abandon it. You understand?
But government says that the backlog of cases that, the traditional courts, so to speak, there are a number of cases that government is prosecuting or the court is prosecuting. And so it is important that we embark on a system, I call it a decentralized system, where you have, the courts at the lower levels dealing with some of these issues. So that there's the fast track,
just oppose that against what it isn't that we are just saying that stop it, don't sign it, and that is the end. We have given alternatives.
Which are?
One, expand the infrastructure, employ more more judges, digitalize. These are three key suggestions.
Right.
And if they are taken on board, definitely nobody will have any problems with that. But to bring tribunals, I mean, Ghana, we have come a long way with our democratic practice. And for people to now bring things like this that revokes pain, you understand? I believe it is quite unnecessary.
Okay, Chief, here we are.
Yes, sir.
You are being told, your party is being told, that reintroducing this bill is going to bring back the memories of yesterday, the pains of yesterday. But your party is so, in Akan we say asobrache, maswording. It is important that you listen to dissent in terms of, the passage of the bill to ensure that there is the engendering of consensus as far as the bill is concerned. But at this point in time, not just the MPP has complained about it. Of course, the GBA and other people or other organizations that have monitored the space. I think the TUC or so, I stand to be corrected, one other organization, TUC, yes, they've also kicked against it. They say that it is important for government, President Mahama, not to even sign it into law. Why have you decided to to turn a deaf ear to the cause by these many Ghanaians?
Thank you very much, my good brother. I say good morning to you and good morning to Alaji. Salamu alaikum. Yes, sir. You see, you said something I can that as a branch here, it means you have hard ears to listen to people. And I'll also tell you something that say bibi and kokam papa and you understand?
Meaning,
if let's say if the air or the wind is not blowing, you will not hear the palm trees going up and down like this. Very good. I will start by my brothers here saying something like Baumia has spoken and saying they should NDC or the majority or the government shouldn't assign to the bill. So when he comes, he will like abolish it or something. And then he said Baumia is championing or champion on digitalization.
No, he says okay.
You say Baumia is champion
he's attributing it to
I'm urging him that if you should get the mandate,
So he's championing in digitalization. I will tell my brother that Baumia doesn't know anything about digitalization in this country.
Oh, why would you say
for
that?
Sure,
oh,
for sure.
The digital
digitalization.
Years ago,
no.
Years ago, we used to call him the champion of digitalization.
No, he doesn't know anything about digitalization.
Let's stay to the main issue.
I'm building the point. Okay. He doesn't know anything about that. Who built Accra Digital Center? I'm asking you.
What's your argument?
No, my argument. I'm building a point. So you just follow me. Who built Accra Digital Center?
You make your point.
So you don't know?
No, make your
point. As a journalist.
I'm saying make your point. I just want to catch your drift.
It is President John Dramani Mahama who built Accra Digital Center. Baumia doesn't know anything. Baumia was coming as economic messiah. $1 $1. That is why President Akufo-Addo said he is very weak when it comes to the economy. So he's going to bring President. Alaj, salam alaikum. Astulai. I was very quiet when you were talking. So he's going to bring Baumia so that Baumia will come and then be his backbone to build the economy for him. Baumia only came and failed on the economy and now ran to where President Mahama, who they said he was incompetent, started building the Accra Digital Center to be called digitalization Baumia. So Baumia doesn't know anything about it. My brother, if you have not given birth, do you name a child? If you have not given birth, do you name a child? You don't. So Baumia doesn't know anything about that. Second.
So let me understand this. Let me understand this. So of the many digital interventions that used to be, or that Dr. Baumia, the MPP administration put in place, you are saying that is the Accra Digital Center that championed
this. If we did not build it, if the foundation, no, listen, with that foundation, how can you build?
So what do you mean by the foundation?
I mean that.
What did the Accra Digital Center do to lay the foundation?
My brother, I mean that if you don't give birth to a child, you don't name a child. So Bawumia should stay away from digitalization and concentrate on how to come back to power in about 40 years coming. You get me right? Secondly, he said PNDC.
You still not answered my question.
My brother.
No, I'll allow you. I'll give you that time. We have all the time. We are going all the way till 10.
So, okay, tell me one digitalization thing that Bawumia did that I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
So wait, hold on. I'm doing the questioning here.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Yeah.
You are saying that Bawumia doesn't know anything about digitalization.
Yeah.
And you made reference to the Accra Digital Center.
Yeah.
That it was a foundation President Mahama laid.
Yeah.
Upon which Bawumia came to actually, so to speak,
yeah.
Lord himself as a Lord of digitalization.
Yes, please.
And I'm saying, what did the Accra Digital Center do? What foundation did it lay for Bawumia to thrive on?
And I'm also saying to you that without laying a foundation, how can you build? So if Bawumia came and did something about digitalization, the foundation was built before he was able to also continue to do something. But to me, as I'm sitting here right now, I don't know what Bawumia did on digitalization. That is what I'm saying to you. Secondly, he said PNDC. Please, are you here with me? He said PNDC also came to establish tribunal courts. And some judges was even killed and all that what he said. No, I get my brother. It's true. PNDC time there was a tribunal. The tribunal that he was talking about, Kufuor was part of it. He was part of it. Kufuor was part of the PNDC time when the tribunal court was established. He was the local government secretary during then. So he was part of it. And if some judges he claimed was killed, Kufuor was there, he was part of it before he left. So Kufuor is part of it. He should count him in. You shouldn't leave Kufuor out.
But it doesn't mean that all the things that happened that time
brother,
are justified.
I am here with you today.
It doesn't mean so.
I am here with you today at this program with Alahaji. So we are here. We are deliberating on national issues. So today, if I live here and tomorrow I don't come, that doesn't mean I'm not part of those who have been coming here to deliberate on national issues. Do you understand do you understand my point? So Kufuor was part of it. Kufuor was the local government secretary by then. So he's part of the PNDC and he was part of the PNDC tribunal court that was established. So Kufuor shouldn't take himself out. He learned from J.J. Rawlings. He learned from PNDC before he was able to go and lead NPP. That is what the NPP did. For them, they don't bring up a player. They sit down to watch the player built by some team, then go and buy to their team to come and perform for them. 3, he said President should leave some kind of legacy before he leaves the power because he shouldn't ascend to the tribunal. President John Dramani Mahama is leaving a very good legacy before he will leave. For that one there is no doubt. Now let me come to the topic itself. My brother, Attorney General.
Before you proceed, I'm just doing some digging.
Okay.
You see?
All right.
You question what Dr. Bawumia has done digitally.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to mention a number of them to you.
Okay.
Okay. And let me hear you on these things. We can talk about mobile money interoperability, which is one of his achievements.
Yes, sir. Stop there. I'm coming, please. That mobile money interoperability, Bawumia went to Peace FM. He himself said he came and met it. Oh my goodness! If I can find a video for you to play, I'll find it for you to play. I'll find it. He was with Kwame.
No, so the point is, I'll give you all the time. Don't worry. The point is, government is a continuous process.
Very good.
So if even Dr. Bawumia said he came to meet it and he perfected it,
now
why would you say? Why would you say that he's not done anything?
No. Listen.
Because you asked what his achievements have been.
Yes, and you have said it. Right. And I'm saying it that he himself even went to their own FM station, Peace FM, with Kwame Sefakan, saying that.
Let's not make that statement here.
Okay, sorry. I retract it.
Yes, of course.
I retract it. With due respect, I retract
that's
it.
An independence.
So now, we say government to continue process. So Bawumia has come to continue what President Mahama did. The person they call started. The person they call incompetent. The incompetent person started something for you to come and continue it. So that means a credit must be given to the incompetent person you talk about. So now I get you right. So now let me go here. my brother,
This is just
see,
one of them. Actually,
one of them.
But
Don't worry. Don't worry.
You proceed.
Don't worry yourself a bit about that.
Let's move on.
Now, the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine Akuritinga, said he sent a tribunal bill to the Parliament for them to, debate on it and to pass it to law so that it will go back how we can prosecute people who, no, it goes as, let me read it from here. Or say Ghana's Parliament passed the Tribunal Bill 2026, which established regional and district tribunals to handle cases like illegal mining and, into bracket, galamsey, financial crimes and tax offenses. Then the minority strongly opposed the bill and boycotted the final stage, and is now urging President John Dramani Mahama to withhold his assent. Now, a bill has brought to the Parliament before the House that we should deliberate on it and pass it. You started it. In the middle of it, you boycotted. You say you will not sit down, and now you come back to tell us that we should not, President should not assent to the bill. I'm asking my brother Aladi here. He will answer. He shouldn't answer straightforward now. When he gets to time, he should answer. They brought a bill to Parliament during their time. That is levy. We deliberated it. We fought on it. They still pass it. And then President Mama came and saw that the levy will not do good to Ghanaians. He has abolished it. So whatever they want to do or they want to say, the bill has been passed. So they should wait for almost 40 years. When they come back, they can come and then abolish it. And let me ask my brother Alaji. He has been here. I don't know, either he was in America or Afghanistan or Vietnam. I don't know. But if he could remember, when Kufuor came to power, from the year 2000 to 2001, Kufuor established fast-track courts. Why did he establish that fast-track court? This same fast-track court, I hope you can remember. This same fast-track court was able to jail, what do you call it? This big lawyer in Ghana here, Chacha Tukata, Kwame Pepra, Victor Salome, name them, all of them, because of what? Causing financial loss to the state, isn't it? And now, we are sitting down here. Today, a law is being passing, or has been passed at the Parliament for President to assent to it so that it can work. It's very simple.
So you are likening it to the fast track court that
was
established.
Good. The fast track court was established.
So why don't you use a name like that? But to go with the name tribunal evokes a lot of pain and fear.
But please, my brother, tribunal. What's the meaning of tribunal?
Tell me.
I don't know. You say it will create panic and fear
because of precedents, because of what had been the issue in the past.
So let's say yesterday, my brother NDC member came here to insult you. Does that mean today I'm coming here to insult you?
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that you said it creates fear and panic for some time being when that thing was established. So people may think it will happen the same. And I'm saying that my colleague NDC communicator came here yesterday to, misbehave towards you or insult you. Does that mean today Chief Umondo is also come here to misbehave and insult you? No! They're different things altogether. You understand? So not only the tribunal court is going to jail people or something of that sort. Let's see something here. I wrote something down here to read. You see, we have something that we call jury system. The jury system is, or a legal system, is the set of rules, laws, and procedures a country uses to keep order, includes the courts, judges, police, enforce these rules. Different countries following different system based on their history and culture. My brother, look, the juries come close to the tribunal. So it means police will be there. Who did investigations? We have police CIDs who did the investigation on issues like Melakabaji's issue, the Ioko issue. They will also bring something to come and put it on the front of it. So this even will create more employment for people. Even traditional leaders can also bring their verdict, their side of story to bring things together to make sure. What MPP is afraid of is that they are now in the danger. They are standing in the danger position, danger zone to be jailed because they know what they are doing. Their father, the former, what do you call it? The former financial minister. Ken Oforiatta.
That's your father.
That's my father.
Yeah, his children.
Yeah. He can give birth to me more than. He's my father. He said
President
to his
Mahama
own
says
people.
He's a father.
Yes. He said to his own people, about 80% of MPP MPs went to the president, assigned that they should remove him from his position. What did he say? He said, telling him to leave the office is like telling the father to ignore the children. So now, the tribunal is setting. So the father should come and tell us why a lot of things went under him. After that, we have Nakil Abuaji, who is still under investigation. We have Anan. We have Gift to Owari. We have a whole lot. If I'm to mention, I'll mention. We have this woman, the one that we found money under his bed, Cecilia Dapa. You have all those people.
Cecilia Dapa is under trial.
The Cecilia Dapa.
I'm not saying he's standing trial. I'm not saying he's standing trial.
That's the point. That's the point.
Alaji, please. I know how to do this more than you. So if we start this, it will not end the program.
We are not going to.
I wanted to. I'm saying I have mentioned the name Cecilia Dapa. We know monies were found under her bed, her bedroom, her wardrobe, and all that. So don't tell me, almost 2 years, he has not been signing prosecution. We don't do it like that. We end this, we don't rush on things. We sit down, we plan, we sit and plan, and make sure that we put things in place so that when we take you to court, you will not come again. What of that guy, Edu Jemfi, that cyber crime, what's the name? Edu Buahin, Comrade Edu Buahin. They are all on trials. So at time, you will see them being jailed. Let's see Wuntumi and his people. So if you come and sit here today and tell us that when Bawumia comes to power, he will repeal that kind of tribunal court, we don't have a problem. The only thing I'm praying that my people, my NDC, my government, my president, the people under the control today will be able to put things in place to make sure the tribunal works, to jail those people who were able to take money from Ghana's coffers. They told us they come to. Let me end here. Right. They told us they are coming to protect the public purse. No, now they find the public purse in their pocket. The public purse is the purse that we put our money in. That is where Ken Oforiatta was, and now the purse have been missing. It's found under his bed. Someone was found under Cesar Dape's bed. A whole lot. Now let's go to Mustafa Yusuf, the sports minister, $45 million. For attack.
It's just alleged. So I mean, at this point in time,
my brother, what alleged is this?
We can't make convictions.
When they came and they were telling people that NDC has done this, for me, I'm saying it. I'm saying it. So you take yourself out of it. I am saying it. That we know what has happened. We are all in this country. We know what happened. We know what is going on, and we know what will happen. And then let's not take things for granted. Let us bring Ghana together.
Okay.
Let's bring Ghana together and make sure Ghana will rise to a certain point. It will come to a time. All of us here will feel that we are in Ghana. We are in a safe place.
Well, you don't feel you are in Ghana.
No, I'm saying I'm not.
No, I get you. That's just on a lighter note.
I want the future to change. Now, there are different things in the country, but we want the future to be better than now.
Yeah, briefly.
Because President Mahama is on the way changing things, and he will change things to the best way for the one who has come to take over to also finish it. Because if you see, the problem Ghana is having is that when NDC takes over, prepare things down very well, our friends on the left side will come and mess up everything. They will come and start from
that's
scratch.
the problem. That's the problem I have with you politicians. You seem not to build consensus on issues. It's always one-sided. This is the government, and this is what the government wants, and the government pushes it. At the end of the day, a certain government comes into power, and that government would repeal it. And it comes back to affect we those who are at the ground there. It says that is it Osunumieno Kwa assassin never, isn't it? That's literally. I mean, you understand what I'm talking about. But let me. Exactly. And so,
but we are not we are Chinye and they are also.
Right.
Yeah. So Chinye and Osun Kwa then Esreno Eddie Abubu. Yes, that is how it's supposed to be.
Anyway, Faisal, let me have you. Let me have your reaction first of all.
Indicate that. You see, if you say that the fact that President Kufuor served under PNDC, so all the excesses of the
Okay, let me just give you by way of information. Okay. I was just doing some digging on the internet. So this is it's just a casual, it's kind of what the internet has captured that I'm reading out this morning. And with regards to Kufuor's, you said it, if the tribunal as was in the PNDC era, it brings back pains and all of that, then Kufuor is very much associated with it. Now, I'm reading this article which says that, and it's pretty much talking about Kufuor's involvement during the PNDC era. It says, after the 31st December 1981 coup, Kufuor accepted an appointment as Secretary for Local Government in the early PNDC administration. During this period, he worked mainly on local government policy and decentralization. Now, talking about the public tribunal system, which was established by PNDC in 1982 under the public tribunal, under the public tribunal laws, PNDC Law 24. It operated as a parallel judicial system alongside the regulator courts and was administered separately through the Board of Public Tribunals. Separate from government. Through the Board of Public Tribunals. And historical records do not identify Kufuor as an architect, administrator, judge, prosecutor, or board member of the tribunal system. Question, briefly before Alaju come in, briefly. How then do you associate Kufuor with the pains of the PNDC?
No, he was part of it.
How do you make that claim?
Brother, he was part of it. You read it yourself. He was secretary to the local government. So as local government, he sits under meeting. He sits under a meeting.
But the tribunal system
was
it's not about separately from
very good. Separated
by the Board of Public Tribunals.
Very good. But he sits under a meeting. When decisions are when decisions are being made, he's part of it. He cannot rule out of it. Kufuor cannot rule out of it. He was part of PNDC and he was local government secretary, so he's part of it. Okay. Kufuor knows Tribunal. He knows it very well. He was part of it. Right. He wasn't judge. He wasn't registered, but he was part of it because he sits for a meeting.
Your former leader,
very funny.
Chief says was part of it. So why are you wailing? Why are you agitating?
What we are saying is that when the PNDC was established, the idea was to invite all shades of opinion, political opinion to come together because they came without identifying with any political tradition. You understand? So people were invited. So President Kufuor accepted the invitation. But later on when he realized that increasingly there was a lot of human rights abuses and they were undemocratic. He got out of it. He resigned. You understand? So if somebody resigned and now, you are struggling so much to bring him to blame, you understand? It's quite strange and unacceptable. And I'm surprised. Chief is talking as if they are still on, political campaign. Because some of the things you are talking about, bringing the issue of Cecilia Dapa, you've been in power almost 2 years. You understand? You haven't tried the person. Meanwhile, sitting here, you behave as if you have evidence that she did something wrong. And 2 years down the line, but she's not standing trial. Last Tuesday or what, I was with her at a senior party person's birthday. You understand? She's still freely roaming. And now you are coming here to say that she did something wrong. Assuming she should take you to court now, how do you defend yourself? Because your own government, your own party that made propaganda out of it, now they are in government. The law courts are there. The Attorney General is there. Why are they not making case out of it? And you are here still talking about it. That is a needless propaganda. Let's put it in the back.
Well, he only made reference to it because the issue indeed.
It was
the case in the past.
There was a crime.
Yes, there was an issue. Yes.
So what are they waiting for? 2 years down the line.
Well, Chief says
Now,
that.
let
Chief
me,
says that
just,
they don't want to be in a hurry to take the prosecution
how many
in
people
court,
are they prosecuting
and
now?
and that they are following due process.
The Hanan
so allow
case
it.
he mentioned. At some point, you know, they released him and abandoned all the charges and went and brought fresh charges. So what charges were? I mean, those charges. What were they made of? What was the evidence? What was the basis for those charges? You see, people should not prosecute people because maybe you have campaigned and you made a lot of noise about corruption. You have come, you have to try people at all costs. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you are filing noli prosequi on practically every case that the previous government had against your appointees. What moral right do you even have to take a gold thief to a court? If you are busy filing noli prosequi everywhere.
How many of these cases do you know?
A lot of them. A lot of them.
A lot. Like
a lot
how
of
many?
them.
Mention.
I mean, you want me to give you?
Yeah, let's mention some of them.
Oh, you just
because you
A lot
make the
of
case
them.
you make the case as though it is it's widespread. It's on a large.
It's widespread. It's widespread. Look at the Sagleme issue. A noli prosequi has been filed. Dr. Puni and others. Noli prosequi. I mean, a lot of them. Time and energy will not allow me. But what I want to conclude on is the fact that he made a statement that is quite laughable. That Dr. Baumia doesn't know anything about digitalization. And that John Mama built Accra Digital Center. So he started digitalization. So if he built, assuming I'm to go with his logic, if John Mama built Accra Digital Center, did he build one in Kumasi, in Tamale, in Bolga? Baumia's digitalization agenda was national. You understand? Baumia, the mobile money interoperability system. I mean, you cannot take it away from him. You may do whatever propaganda you want to do, but you cannot take away. Remember, I worked in the Ministry of Communication for 8 years, so I understand what I'm talking about.
You were with
yes, I was
GIFEC.
with GIFEC for 8 years. I understand, and GIFEC had a very interesting relationship with Accra Digital Center. When President Mahama established Accra Digital Center, there was no resources to run it. It was Madam Esla Osua Ekufu as Minister for Communication. She came and made GIFEC to support Accra Digital Center to operate. So if you establish it, who was managing it in your time? But I can tell you, Kofi Ofosu was managing it. He was the first chief executive there. GIFEC gave them resources, financial resources, as well as vehicles. They had nothing. You understand? So I'm saying that the issue, I mean, there is no debate about Baumia's contribution. It's outstanding. I've mentioned the financial inclusion thing, the mobile money operability. There's no dispute about that. Come to talk about public service delivery. The Citizens app is there. The drone delivery system, the zipline system, which unfortunately has been terminated by this government. But that was Baumia's brainchild. The digitalized, the paperless port system. You can't take it away from him. So if a man has done all this, and you sit here to say that he doesn't understand anything about digitalization, I mean, let's take our listeners serious. You understand? People, listen to us, and they want to take away something. But if you come to say something, you see, in my language, they say they say that when the highness, is right, just give it to him to let him take it to the bush. You understand? You may not like the hyena, but if the hyena is right, say it and let him take it to the bush. You get that, Charles? So it's for us to understand that. Digitalization, and for all you know, and I know, Chief, you may know that there has never been a phenomenal vice president like Dr. Baumia since time immemorial. Today, if you go to any corner of the country, if you ask little children, they even think that he is still the vice president. Why? It's because of his contribution. It's because of his outstanding performance as vice president. And to say that he ran away from economy to digitalization, these are things that are related. You understand? The paperless port system, it has saved this country a lot. You understand? Most of the loopholes have been plugged.
You talk about what per what you have said, it is looking as though it is just the NDC. But I tell you what, it is not just the NDC. Your party, MPP, also is to take some blame. We're talking about the Nolly Prosequi issue.
Yeah.
Of course, President Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo,
Okay.
who himself presented himself as a person with an insatiable appetite for instilling discipline through the rule of law and respect for judiciary. We can talk about a number of issues that a Nolly Prosequi was entered into. The Delta Force issue is there for the taking, for instance, which, of course, in March 2017, we understand that some 13 persons of a vigilante group believed to be affiliated to the governing New Patriotic Party, Delta Force, in an act of lawlessness, stormed the premises of the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council. The issue just died like that. It goes either ways. So I am just making the point that if NDC is to blame, MPP is to blame as well. Both parties have not served the purpose of the country in this regard in the right way that it ought to have done. Because if you talk about prosecuting corruption and corrupt related offenses, it should be devoid of political colorization. So a government comes into power and the government continues what the previous government actually did. But in this case, in this day and age, the political parties as we have and the kind of persons we have, as belonging to these political parties and the leaders that we have, Faisal, briefly on that one before Chief comes in, and Chief, you will also touch on that one briefly before we move on to our second subject. Do you think that they have the impetus, that willingness to want to prosecute some of these cases, regardless of their political affiliation?
Yeah,
I doubt.
So,
from where I sit,
Charles, what we may not understand is that the case you refer under NDC and the MPP, I believe it wasn't about corruption or bribery. You understand?
it shouldn't necessarily be. We're talking about Nolly Prosequi here.
At the moment, we are talking about corruption cases that were under trial under the previous administration.
But this is lawlessness.
And I understand they were about
this
21.
This threatens the peace of the country.
I'll come to that. I understand there were about 21 corruption cases against former appointees. Are you telling me, in all fairness, that in all the 21 cases there was no merit? That's how come NDC, the Attorney General has filed Nolly Prosequi to free all of them, to stop all the trials. Is that what we are saying? The point is that these are corruption cases, and I was thinking that under MPP, the last 8 years, you could point out one case where an Attorney General under Nana Akufo-Addo went to file Nolly Prosequi to free somebody. You understand? But this one, it has to do with violence and all of that. You understand?
So it's one of the cases.
Yeah.
It
so,
is.
Yeah. I've no problem with that. But
we are not limiting it necessarily to corruption.
We are talking about.
But we are not limiting it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Nolly Prosequi here.
All the examples Chief gave, it was related to corruption. You are all the examples you give. So as far as I'm concerned, it's about corruption. And I'm saying that, how come? Is it that in all the 21 cases, and I tell you, this thing defeats fairness and equity. Because, for instance, if you file Nolly Prosequi to kind of stop all these trials, what moral right do you have to prosecute even a good thief? What moral right do you have? Because the thing is that right now, the kind of system we operate, if there's a change of government tomorrow, what do you think that there won't be any agitation that the people who are under prosecution now, they should also be set free? There should be a Nolly Prosequi. And who will lose? And that is why I was thinking that you could set an example, or if Chief should get the opportunity, he will give us one example where under Nana Akufo-Addo, 8 years, they filed a Nolly Prosequi to stop corruption prosecution.
Okay.
I can't remember even one.
All right. So this is Class 91.3 FM. My name is Charles Akrofi. In here in the studios with me, Chief Mondo Salam Ibn Osman, who is a member of the NDC Communications team. We also have in the studios, whose voice you just heard a while ago, Faisal Banjili, who is a member of the MPP Communications team as well. Chief, you want to respond briefly, then we can move
but
on to...
I respond, but you did not do me a favor.
Tell me.
Not anything bad, but when I said something about Kufuor's being part of PNDC tribunal, this thing, you were able to read it to people to hear. But I wasn't wrong though. But the interoperability.
You were wrong.
Oh,
Alaji.
Yeah, I'm good. But this one, I was thinking you will find out and read or get the video to ask for everybody to hear.
Which one are you talking about?
Baumia said he came and met NDC giving the interoperability to a contract before he came. Listen, he said, fact check. Dr. Baumia said NDC gave the contract for interoperability before he came to power. You understand? And then NDC gave it to the contract on 2016 to a contractor or a company called Civiton Company in 2016. Before NPP won power 2016 and they came to power. You understand? So the interoperability was done before Baumia came to meet it. And then
Alaj, kindly hold on. No, go make the point for me.
You see? Oh, don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have problem. You see, you were saying something, or you said something earlier on that government is continuous process, right? So if NPP starts something today, and tomorrow we come to meet it, and we also continue it, it means we are doing good to the country. That is what I even wanted. You understand? Like this Saglemi issue that you were talking about. If NPP could have completed it, you could be number one on a seat of the achievement. But ask them, did they? They didn't.
And what is NDC doing? NDC is the government of
No, we started it. We are going to complete it. Because they came for 8 years. They couldn't even add 1% to it. Don't worry. They couldn't even add 1% to it. And we have come. We started it. It is our father's project. And the father is still on the bench. He is still sitting on the seat. So he will complete it. Unlike when they went to Aferinity Hospital. The same thing. It was 90% done. They couldn't do anything about it. And we have come. We will complete it. When you go to Syria Hospital, it was almost done. They couldn't do anything about it. 8 years. When Canada Japan is going to say it, and now, hey, come and see. Mouth Pepe throwing insult on him. People are saying even when that young girl, political Mavis or whoever she is, who Canada Japan can even give birth to. As you were saying, Honorable Kenofurata is my father, and his tree is my father. Canada Japan can give birth to this political Mavis. He said Canada Japan in international or Kasane Bofum. He's old, so the brain are very feeble. The brain is very weak, so he doesn't know what he's talking about. But NDC will not do that. We gave out the contract before Baumia came. Baumia said it on Peace FM. Kokroko with Kwame Sefakai. So I'm quoting Baumia. It wasn't done by NPP. It started by NDC. So if he adds something to it, credit may be given to him. But the credit should be given to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and NDC government then, 2016, before they are also received yes. It doesn't mean today we are sitting here. If somebody does what is right, I won't say it. I will say it. If it is wrong, I will say it. If it is right, I will talk about it. So they cannot match NDC to MPP. They should sit down.
So in this case, did Dr. Baumia do something right? Because he said if someone does something
fine,
right, say
fine. That one I cannot say no. You understand? I'm not a kind of politician.
So you agree?
I'm not. No, I'm coming.
So no, let me ask this question. So you agree that he did something?
Not all that I agree.
You don't agree that he did something digitally?
Because Faisal sitting here, my brother Faisal sitting here, condemning that NDC did nothing about it. You should give all the credit to Baumia.
Okay, so
for
if
you to, that is what you go to do, we are also going to pay you the same thing.
So for you to is equalization.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Equalization. As Peter Tosh said, equal right and justice. So we make it equal right and justice so that we go. Because we cannot come and sit down and be just tarnish the image of NDC, which we come for almost some 15 months. You are telling us to do what a magician or what God can even do in a minute that we cannot do. No, we are taking things one by one, step by step. Now, he was saying something about that I got something wrong about Manan case. That they kept all the charges from Manan, and then Manan is not going. Manan's case I'm talking about is not fair. Man, just listen. We have it here. Or say, specialized court 1. That is cyber security soft scandal. Cross-examination of 4th prosecution witness. Special court again. Public versus Abdul Wahab Manan, Aduli Aludiba, and Ano Buffer Stock. Here again, we have special court Abdul Wahab Manan again versus the same person at Buffer Stock. So what are you talking about? The case is still pending. The case is still there. Anan may go to jail. Anan may go to jail together with his wife and the water seller that he gave money to. All of them are going to jail. If you don't know, go and find out. They'll go to jail. We NDC will not be in hurry. Just then you go and stop on the way. No. Our Attorney General, Akuritinga, Aine, is very, very intelligential person. So he will take his time, not like Godfrey Odami, who will go and call Jakpa to tell Jakpa that let's help me so that you prosecute, what do you call it, Atu forcing, who is now forcing for the dollar and the city to be at the same level. A whole Attorney General cannot even stand to prosecute Atu forcing unless you call Jakpa, Richard Jakpa, to tell Jakpa that Jakpa say this, say that, so that we can prosecute Atu forcing. We are not doing that. We are very intelligent. We are very smart. We have good lawyers. We have special lawyers. We have experienced lawyers. Lawyers who are learned, not like this. Lawyers who are learned, not like this. That will go and call somebody that come and help me, so that
the lawyers are already in a learned profession.
Not all. You see something.
Hold on.
I want to say something.
Hold on, Chief. It's a learned, profession.
Oh, I know.
You get it. So when you say your lawyers are learned,
yeah, they are learned.
I find it a bit.
You are learner here. My brother Fraser is a learned person here. I'm also a learned person here. But it can be that the three of us, one is the best.
Okay, so
you understand?
That's what you are saying.
I remember.
So you are saying you have better lawyers.
Oh, I'm coming. Okay. I remember on one of your sister stations, there was a politician, and then they are all politicians. So one is a lawyer, one is not a lawyer. So the other one say, "Oh, my learned brother." He said the lawyer said, "You are not a lawyer, so you are not my learned brother."
That's what I'm saying. It's a learned profession.
Yes, sir. It's a learned profession. I understand. But I'm saying that we have some who are learned, more learned, intelligent, intelligentsia. They know more than others.
I see. Okay, this is class 91.3 FM. Time isn't on our side, actually. Time isn't on our side.
You are
briefly,
done.
so we can move to the second issue.
Let us be very careful the way we assess people here. You see, for somebody to be trained a lawyer, I know Godfrey Dami was trained in his year. I think he won an award in the law. Among his peers. Later on, because of his work, he had a scholarship to study in Oxford. You understand? Dominic Aine is also somebody I know. He's a PhD from, I think, one of the top universities in the US. Both of them have been attorney generals. So it is very wrong and unfair for you to come here to compare them and say this one is better, this one is.
Okay.
It's so wrong. I'm not a lawyer. I haven't been to the law school, but I don't have the capacity to just sit here and say that this person is better, this person is not.
Okay.
Much as we have the platform, let us also be mindful. It's just an advice. But, Chief, kindly check on the Afari Hospital. By the time the NDC was leaving office, it was about 30-something% complete. And the MPP,
the Afari
over 90%. So why do you still
we will not go into that area. Let's move on to our the second topic for the day. Because I have a concern with the Afari Hospital. I was part of a team that visited there years ago, and I have first-hand information as regard the state of the facility, which wasn't still operational as at the time. So maybe we can leave that for a later date. But let's move on to our second issue, which has got to do with, and of course we started it sometime last week. We're having a conversation right here. It's got to do with the 24-hour economy policy, which is a laudable policy. It's a flagship policy announced by the then opposition leader, John Mahama, now president. And we're talking about the 133 shift system, where there's one job, there are three groups, there are three shift system, and it's been lauded. But 18 months plus into time of the John Mahama administration, questions are arising how far have we come as far as the 24-hour economic policy is concerned? I see the 24-hour economic policy as a policy where once you enter the country, even though it is late, it is night, you still find people going to work as though it is the daytime. It is a busy economy, so to speak. In the layman's perspective, that's how I would explain the 24-hour economic policy. But let me start with you, Chief, because you are coming from government. How far have we come? Or what's the status of the 24-hour economic policy? Because the minority is saying that there seems to be nothing to write home about.
My brother, I am very happy. You know, one of MPs that I respect is Kojo Nkrumah. I'm not saying I don't respect them, but it's one of
the many MPP folks.
Very good, very good.
Okay.
And even the whip, that is Honorable Anodonpre, is my very good friend.
Okay.
So I agree.
I mean, you guys do this all the time.
Oh, yes,
it is we that you come to play.
Today being my first time meeting face, when we are done, we will talk. He's a Muslim, he's Dagbani ambassador, so he's my slave. When we are done, I will take him to my house for him to clean my house.
That brings to mind the Shebuja and Magaragu thing.
So you see, I agree to Honorable Kojo Nkrumah of just getting up, saying something about 24-hour economy that he is claiming he hasn't seen anything. But I'll build my point from somewhere and then come and end on the 24-hour economy. You see, President Mahama is a visionary leader. He has a vision like a person who could see tomorrow, as my grandfather, Kwame Nkrumah. President Mahama came and saw that Kumasi, Accra Kumasi Road is not best for the country, because when you talk of the busiest road network in Ghana here is Kumasi Accra Road. So he sat down and planned that he will do something different. That's Kumasi Accra or Accra Kumasi Express Road. So he started it with 6 lanes. They are started, I mean, with the bulldozers, the excavators.
We've seen those pictures.
Yes, very good, on the way. And then you can see things have been handed to the military to also take part of it, working very hard on that. Good. So it is 198.7 kilometer roads. You understand? 2, when you come here, it links between the capital city to Kumasi, through Greater Accra to Eastern regions and the Ashanti regions. Fine. It will create 30 to 40,000 indirect jobs. I'm coming to the 24-hour economy.
That's what I'm.
Yes,
I'm just trying to catch your drift in terms
very
of
good.
Your link to the
very
24-hour economy.
So it will empower. This is where the 24-hour economy starts from. It will empower 24-hour economy. That is the big push that President Mahama spoke about when he was at opposition. So it will empower 24-hour economy. And how does it empower 24-hour economy? Now, this Accra, Kumasi, Eastern Region Express Road will create 8 major bridges. So these 8 major bridges, you can determine how many people, how many workers will be, how many workers will work on that. And you know, contractors, sometimes they work during the night.
Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, no, you continue.
Okay.
You continue. So, job availability, that's what we're talking about right now.
Yes, please.
So, the bridges would be awarded on contract
to
a contracting firm or a contractor.
Yes.
And this contractor already has people that he works with.
Yeah.
Would the government want to take glory for that and describe that as the creation of jobs for the people?
Of course, who gave you the contract?
It is just the same way we've been asking whether or not you can say recruitment into the various security services should be actually agreed or seen as employment.
Are you a magician? Wait, I'm even coming that.
I'm reading your mind.
Yeah. You see, you know something? Now you are a journalist here. So when maybe a Ghana Journalist Award is approaching and you have been nominated, you won the award as best journalist of the morning show.
And amen to that. And amen to that.
So will you go to take the credit alone for yourself? Who employ you? Who is a chief executive officer of the company before you were able to emerge to win the journalist award? If you were sitting in your home, putting your hands in your laps.
These persons are not sitting in their homes.
Very good. So the contractor,
it's a contractor.
The contractor
he's already working on a project somewhere. He has contracts working on projects somewhere.
So he got people from here and they are working. So these 8 major roads will bring people together. And you see, what pains me a lot that Honorable Kojo Ponkruma got up by saying this in Ukraine. It pains me a lot. You see, from Adesu, from Accra Hub to Adesu to Asamankesi, to Achimoda, to Ofosi Airebi, Kojo Ponkruma's constituency, Lake Busunkin, all these things are done. 3 significant bridges, that is Brim and Pra River, will get a big bridge. Now, when you talk of 24-hour economy, we will have emergency fire stations at every point. So this emergency hour, this fire points or fire centers, the people will not go just 24 hours. So it will be divided into 3.
Okay, Chief.
Then when you live there, when I'm coming down. When you live there, you have restaurants there which work 24 hour a day. From there, we have a medical center on the road, and we know medical centers like hospitals, clinics, it works 24 hours already. So we are going to build this point on the road so that 24-hour economy will be on there. Okay. So I don't understand Honorable Kojo Ponkruma just got up one time discussing of this. And before you do this 24-hour economy, you need infrastructure.
Okay, let me ask my question before you proceed for me. When are we going to move from it will to see implementation?
Oh.
Now, some of the arguments I've heard people make is that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo promised free senior high school. When Nana Addo came, like we say, he implemented it. President Mahama promised 24-hour economy, which is laudable, but it's been 18 months plus into the administration with about some 2 years and some months to actually go. We are hearing about the 24-hour economy market. And mind you, this policy hasn't been poo-pooed by anybody. Everybody embraces it. But really, what is the status now? And when are we moving from it will do this, it will do that, to we seeing it?
My brother, your name, I do forget your name. Charles, you know something? Free HHS and 24-hour economy are not the same.
They are different.
They are different altogether. Free HHS, one. Our President Akufo-Addo came to me schools which have been built already. Let me give you some. These community day schools were there. We completed 72. NDC government, John Dramani Mahama completed 72. So that 72 alone can help President Akufo-Addo to do the free SHS. Tamale Secondary School where I attended.
But a lot of these e-blocks have been left abandoned.
Very good.
I did a lot of stories.
Yes, it left abandoned by who? By Akufo-Addo and his government. Yes, because NDC couldn't complete all. If I won't sit here and say we completed all. We completed 72. The 72 out of 250. If Akufo-Addo was able to complete the rest, now free HHS no krano, and Kebabruso, I'm to swear there, but he couldn't complete them. So free HHS and 24-hour economy, they are not the same. So that is where I was coming to infrastructure. 24-hour economy market. What do you have to do? You have to build a market. Does it take 3 days to build a market? Was a market built by Akufo-Addo and we make it here and say we are not using it for 24-hour economy? We have to get a land. We have to see the kinsmen to get a land to build before the market starts operating 24-hour economy. This Women's Bank, Akufo-Addo don't bring any bank outside for us to come and work on it. So we need to build a bank, to put up a bank before we can start the 24-hour economy. 2, we need capital. A capital. We need money to do it. You get it? 4, we need security. Today, when you go to some filling stations, they are working 24 hours. Why? Because there's security. About
the filling stations is quite debatable.
Yeah, it's quite debatable.
It's quite debatable.
I get
because
you right.
A number of them already do 24 hours.
4 hours,
A
yes.
number of them.
And now,
so maybe you would want to tell me about which of these filling stations, not to do advert for them, but maybe government should be talking about which of these filling stations government has given support to, to be doing. Because a lot of these filling stations have their own private security.
You see, about 3-4 days ago, I was working with a friend at East Lagos.
Okay, do this briefly for me.
Yeah, briefly. And then we short of fuel. We passed around a fuel 1, 2. It was closed. The other one, we went there. There was a barrier there, so the police were there and they were working. So that means we need security. That is why President Mahama came in by recruiting military, police, and other security services. And you yourself, you know that some of them are training centers, training to come out. So by God's grace, when those enlisted are now training, when they come out, this 24-hour economy on the filling stations will work very hard.
Okay.
It will continue to grow very well.
Right.
You understand? So Edumara is already working. Okay. Just that our brothers MPP just want to close their eyes, not to tell us the truth that the 24-hour economy is working.
So
but I bet you when you go to when you, I'm landing. When you go to passport office, 24-hour economy work. You can go to passport office in the night to go for your passport. If you read that, oh, after here you go to somewhere, you get back late, so you wait till the night, you go, you get it. When you go to DVLA, you get your license in the night. So 24-hour economy is working. Kojo upon Kuma, your constituency will get job. Your boys will get job under 24-hour economy. Faisal, your boys will get job to work. So when you get more, you pass more to me.
Faisal, the 24-hour economy is already working, and yet you guys are still asking questions. What answers are you demanding now?
In which questions or district is it working? I mean, you see, I think the 24-hour economy is one of the most confusing policies I have come across. You see, even during the campaign, you realize that every single member who had the opportunity had a different explanation of how the 24-hour economy is going to be implemented and how it is going to function. Sitting here, I mean, Chief Modutu has his own, when you ask him, he went to Accra Kumasi Express,
Way.
And it tells you that, I mean, they are just struggling to let Ghanaians think that it is operational or is working. Nothing like that is working. And I tell you what, just before I mean, talking about the Accra Expressway, I think that it is also another project that is not well thought through. Because when you came, there was an existing dualization of the Accra Kumasi highway. I mean, I was thinking that, I mean, the government, if you have the resources to do an express system, could have done a train system from the north, I mean, the south to the north. You understand? And you and I know the benefits of having an efficient train system. You understand? Where Chief comes from, there is, Shani area, there is iron ore and other minerals there. The train could be cutting it to the south for processing and all that. I mean, and even for transportation of goods and services. So, what I'm trying to say is that if you look at the 24-hour economy, I mean, it's a failed program. I mean, it has died at birth, still birth.
Why would you describe it as such?
Because
24-hour economy market has already started.
2 years into the economy, I mean, 2 years into your government, I mean, you think that the markets they are building, that is what is going to operationalize the 24-hour economy.
At least there's a start.
Let me tell you something about the market. Every locality in this country has a market. You understand? It's not about building the infrastructure. What incentives are you providing? You understand? Some of these projects, like under the MPP, we have the 1D1F.
1D1F.
You understand? And the private sector was encouraged to take it up. And I'm proud to say that as of 2024, the National Development Planning Commission published a report that suggested that over 150 were in operation.
But not to go back into the past. That wasn't what your government preached when in opposition. Because the issue was that when we come into power, we are creating one district, we are creating one factory in every district. But after some time in government, then it changed to we are partnering with the private sector.
No, Charles. Then you are getting it entirely wrong.
No, that has been the argument. Perhaps in opposition, you didn't explain it well. Let me hear you.
Listen to me. The New Patriotic Party has always been, I mean, a free market.
And it's an aside, though.
You understand? I'm trying to explain something to you. We have always believed that government has no business doing business. Since time immemorial, it's not today. So our agenda was to facilitate. You understand? Because you see, the private sector, sometimes somebody want to establish a factory here. He just need you to kind of take electricity there. So government was to facilitate. And I tell you, at the end of the 8 years tenure, NDCP published a report that said that 150 factories were into operations. You understand? So I'm saying that, you see, if you have a program like this, you encourage the private sector. But you see that it is government that is leading this talk because there's actually no action on the ground. And I'm saying that this thing, well, I'm just struggling to understand how it is going to operate. That is why even Chief himself couldn't explain. He went to Accra Expressway, which I don't think has anything to do with...
He says it would create jobs. He says it would create jobs.
Let me tell you something.
And 24-hour economy is about job creation.
There has never been a government that stopped construction of roads, schools, and other infrastructure. I just told you that before they started the project, there was already dualization of Accra to Kumasi. Are you saying that people were not employed in the construction of the dualization? So there will always be. But so let us see what you are coming to do. 24-hour markets. In one of the communities in Tamale, I mean, Kuku, you know Kuku. There was already a market. Kufuor built a market. They came, demolished the market, and they said that they are going to construct 24-hour market, which I found that very strange because there's vast land in Tamale. You could have found another place to build the 24-hour economy market rather than demolishing an existing market to build another one. So these are some of the problems we seem to have with the policy from the campaign
this is
to
what
implementation. There has always been confusion.
Right.
Depending on
this
which
is what
NDC member you talk to,
right.
they have a different understanding and interpretation
I have engaged a number of persons from the NDC or government officials right here on this platform to explain what the 24-hour markets would look like.
Yeah.
And what they tell us is that it's not the market, and to borrow the words of Kwame Jumo, it's not the market where you go and then you buy Jenny and Intos, just that one. So it's a market, there's a banking sector. There are some essential facilities located within the market area where if you go, it's like a one-stop shop. Even though it's a market, there are other essential services. There's even a hospital of a sort, something of a sort, and all of those things. So it's like a mini community on its own. That's what it's looking like in terms of what the explanation of the 24-hour market is really about. So just to give you an information, an idea of what
I'm saying.
Government wants to do with the market.
Some of these policies, if you don't get the buy-in of the private sector, it's bound to fail. Because you see, government doesn't do any business. The banks that you are talking about, maybe it's going to be some state bank and maybe private sector bank. But the private sector will ask themselves, is it profitable? Is it feasible to send my bank or my
you see the Kaneshi market?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You see how it is.
Yes.
It's an old place.
Yes.
So there's ATM machine here. There are some people offering some essential services here and there. It's not just a market space where we are going to buy food stuff. So it is something in hours. That. Yes, it's something in that manner, but which could be even done, better. So at least you need to applaud government that it has started something.
When you empower the private sector, it will just come naturally. You don't need to build infrastructure or those things because if the banks know that. That is why at some point some of the banks started operating on weekends. Saturdays they started operating until COVID came and some of them stopped. So it is about creating the enabling environment. It's about giving them the needed support. And if they do that, naturally that will about building infrastructure like this. And at the end of the day, if it is not well implemented, it's going to become white elephants.
Okay, so that's Faisal Banjili. We are just about wrapping up the conversation. I'm giving you all.
Anyway, he said he attended Damascus.
You guys attended Damascus, the two of you.
No, I attended the only college in the north.
Which is
Ghana College.
Don't mind
Ghana
him.
College.
Ghana school. Don't mind him. You see.
So let me give both of you 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
Each.
You see,
because my time is
Faisal was trying to close his eyes not to understand the whole show, as Kojo Oponkroma did, because when he was coming, he called Kojo Oponkroma and he told him how to come and say. Of course, as you explained, you see, I was saying that we need infrastructure. Without the infrastructure, you cannot make this 24-hour economy. Like the banking system that we are talking about, like the Canadian market we are talking about, we need infrastructure. Without the infrastructure, you can't do it. And you cannot just get up one day to say, I've built the infrastructure. The Rome was not built a day. It takes step by step. It takes a visionary person like John Dramani Mahama to do that. So I beg to differ. My brother Faisal should get to know that this 24-hour economy is just about the infrastructure. You can't just get up and do it. But for them, they promised one deal, one factory. Where is it? Did you show me one? Faisal, may you be. You understand? They partner private. You see. They promised $1 one cedi. What was the dollar and what was the cedi? They promised one district, one market. Where is it? One village, one dam. Where is it? One region, one hospital. Where is it? They are nowhere to be found.
Agenda 111.
Where is it?
It's all over the place.
Where is it?
And
Tell me one which is operating. But we, my government, my father, the wise man John Dramani Mahama, will make it very simple for us.
Okay. I want to take that as your parting words, or you have, unless you have some few.
What I have to say is that I greet all NDC members.
You are too heated up this morning.
Charles, see,
calm down.
Just like I was telling you, see, there is some confusion even up to date about the whole thing about the 24-hour economy, because in all the submission of Chief, he couldn't even mention the 133 system, which was largely even the public sector. They were made to believe that, there will be some shift. Right now, the NDC foot soldiers are crying. You understand? Because they were made to believe that, at least, for instance, if there's an organization here, people, there will be 3 shifts. Now, the 3 shift is not coming. You understand? So people are, party foot soldiers are justifiably angry. That is why they are bringing all these excuses and explanation. And to conclude, let me also indicate that, you see, if you come to look at the E-block, I can assure him, he should just Google it. Then Nana Akufo-Addo completed more E-blocks than John Mahama. It's on record. Just Google it. Google it, my brother. You understand? You said that agenda 111 doesn't exist. You said that agenda 111 doesn't exist. Meanwhile, the same government promised last year they were going to complete 10. This year they said they are going to complete 35. You understand? So for me, if, for instance, Nana Akufo-Addo continued and did more E-blocks than John Mahama, it is just fair and reasonable, because health is very critical. If they had committed the monies that they want to use to do the 24-hour economy into the completion of the health infrastructure Nana Akufo-Addo left behind. But now, we have gone very, very far, because there are a lot of communities in this country that don't even have basic health infrastructure. And if a very ambitious policy like this is promulgated, and it is implemented, because at the end of the day, the Agenda 111 project, some were even over 70% complete. So it's just any rational government will want to continue with that. And you don't select 1 or 10 or 35, because you ask yourself, where did Nana Akufo-Addo and his government get money to implement it, that you cannot get money to complete it? Meanwhile, he got money to complete your projects, the E-blocks. Most of them were completed under Nana Akufo-Addo. So government is a continuum. You cannot just say that because it was started by MPP, therefore I'm going to do it in a piecemeal. It doesn't help the country as a whole, because all the district, it wasn't political. I mean, there were districts that MPP didn't even have. I mean, constituencies that MPP didn't have MP, but they started it there.
Right.
Yes,
Chief,
just to help.
Let me just give you some few seconds. I realize you wanted to react.
I'm not sure
just few minutes.
Just
to bring more confusion.
Just to say very good morning to my father, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and then the Vice President, our mother, Jenana Opokwajima, and to say shout out to them for the good work they are doing for Ghana, and then the majority leader and the majority MPs in Parliament, especially my very good friend, honorable lawyer Bernard Bediakun from Akwetia. He's my very good friend. He's my very, very good friend. But I want to say something about the Blasters.
Okay, briefly.
Just
time is not my side.
Please, I want to use this platform to tell Honorable Randy Abbey to please stay away from GFA and focus on the cocoa board.
Cocoa issues.
Yes, because it's not helping the Blasters.
Okay. All right.
No,
so
that 133 we don't want it.
We draw the curtain on today's
we don't want it. You should
on of the class morning show, and of course, pleasure. Just briefly, because my time is up.
Yeah, let me also say a very good morning to our leader, our flag bearer, the digitalization man, the champion of digitalization, Dr. Muhammad Pawumia, and all the gallant foot soldiers who are fighting tooth and nail to ensure that the new patriotic party comes back to power in 2028.
Okay. Thank you very much. Faiz Agbanjili is a member of the NPP communications team and Chief, the other name, how do you pronounce it? Let me say Osman, from also the NDC communications team. Thank you very much for being a part of the program. But are you ready to reveal your fortune? Reveal Scratch for Win is here to change your life for good. So just dial *850 *5# and win up to 1 million Ghana cedis or more in cash prizes instantly. It's easy, it's exciting, and it's regulated by the National Lottery Authority. So you pick up the phone, you dial *850 *5# to play. You choose your station to play the game. Select stake amount between 5 Ghana cedis and 2,000 Ghana cedis. Choose your lucky card out of 5 options. Confirm gameplay and enter your Momo PIN. You receive your game results and winnings instantly. It's easy, fun, and exciting. Get ready to scratch, win, and live your best life with Reveal Scratch for Win. Up to 1 million Ghana cedis up for grabs. So the short code is *850 *5# and Reveal Scratch for Win. Scratch Bama. Reveal is strictly for persons 18 years and above. Reveal Scratch for Win is powered by Super Cash.